Hey, everybody. Alberto, you are in the chat tonight. I didn't know if you were still touring Europe or wherever it was you were at. Was it Italy? I can't remember, but Alberto's all ready to let's get claimy, as he says in the chat. Well, that's good. We've even got some stuff to show you after the show. Or no, we can even show you during the show, Alberto, exclusively for you. And it's not a cap cover or anything like that. Or a Paul Smith, reminiscent one, I don't know, Falcon piece, right? Whatever it might have been. But we've got a anti dueling dealer show tonight. We're gonna be dropping some art from Essential Sequential, and we've got Jason in the green room. We've got Eric and Eddie in the green room. I don't know if anybody else from Essential is going to be joining us, but it's going to be fun. So let me get both these gentlemen in here, and we'll get the show started. Hey guys.
Hey, good
Hello.
evening.
Good evening.
It's nice to see you again, Eric.
Thanks for having me back, Bill. I thought that by the first time you'd learned your lesson already, but here we are again.
Yeah, well, the first time it was for only just under an hour, and now it's probably going to be a 2-hour show if you can tolerate that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll stick around for as long as you'll have me.
Cool.
Wait, is Jason going to be here for 2 hours?
I am.
Oh, all right.
Well, he's still.
Well, let's talk after hour one. Let's talk again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dave can't make it tonight. By the way, he was hosting some people on the farm, so he sends his regrets.
All right. Well, we'll still be looking at his art, even if you can't join us, as well as several other Essential Sequential team members this evening. So who do we got in the chat? Even Jiggy popped in here. Hey, Jiggy. So yeah, we've got, what do we got? We have 47 pieces of art to look at tonight, and I think probably from about a dozen creators from the Essential crew. But that's going to come in a little bit. We'll let everybody kind of get situated here. Give them a few minutes to get into the show. But I wanted to get things started off, Jason, just by you giving me a kind of an overview of what stuff you have going on this summer, as far as shows and any maybe Kickstarter things that you might have coming up. Maybe it's not this summer, but it's coming down the road. Stuff that the CAF audience would really like to learn about.
Yeah, no, thanks. Besides the mental and emotional breakdowns that are going to be happening over the next few weeks from all the travel. Yeah. We were in Dallas and Phoenix last weekend, so the last few weeks have been a bit busy. Next week will be Heroes Con. I think, Bill, you're going to come, yeah?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It should be a fun show. We've got 14 creators coming, so it's going to be a pretty big weekend for us.
Is that 2 islands or one?
I think it's just one big one. I don't know. I let Mo deal with that now. It's too much stress. So we just show up now and hopefully things kind of fall into place. Yeah. We're working on Torrin Clark's next Kickstarter. So Torrin Clark, I don't know if you're familiar with his work, amazing artist. We should be launching that in the next week or two. Andy Kubert's Kickstarter is finally getting in from overseas. So if you've donated there, those books should be slowly getting out the door. Let's see. Outside of that, we'll be in San Diego as usual. Where else? Baltimore, New York. I think there's a few other ones. We're going to try to get to Singapore this year, Okinawa. I can't even think straight on what other shows we've got. It just seems to be like too many.
But it'll be good. You have a calendar up above your monitor, something along those lines, so you can keep track of all the stuff you got going on.
Yeah, it's too much. Well, not say it's too much, but we've been traveling the last 3 out of 4 weeks, or like 4 out of 6 weeks. So I'm trying to focus a little bit, which is difficult these days on what we've got coming up. So between the Kickstarters and conventions and all this other stuff going on, and then art's coming in almost 2-3 times a week, so we're trying to catalog all of that. We've got a new website coming, all kinds of
another new website.
Yeah, the current one needed some updating and some tweaking, so we're working on that now to make the workflow better. All kinds of fun stuff. It just seems to keep going.
Well, nothing wrong with being busy. We know a little bit about that around here too.
Let's not go over it too quickly. As much as Jason's talking about, like, everything's become overwhelming, everything's a little bit out of control when it comes to all the shows he's about to do. Let's circle back and thank Mo for all the awesome organization. Like, we went over that part that makes the whole engine, or that makes the entire Essential Sequential machine go as smoothly as it does. So Mo, when you listen to this later, thank you so much for all your hard work.
I'll tell her to take a look nice and early. But yeah, she helps me not jump out the window. So thank you if she does watch this down the
Or
road.
makes the fall a little bit softer.
Yeah, she puts the mattress down into the outside, so at least have a soft landing when we get out there.
So
But
where do all
we'll be
the
at OAX too. So OAX obviously next year.
that's true.
I think
We're
I
there.
don't know if you've announced the other guests that are coming from.
We've announced around 30, 32 of the guests that are coming. Most of them are returning guests, but I think we have about 8 or 9 that are first timers, and 1 or 2 that weren't there in year 2 that were there in year 1. So, going forward, I think it's primarily going to be a lot of new artist announcements who haven't been
That's so
to
cool.
both year 1 and year 2, and a few
Yeah.
people from year 1 coming back too. But yeah, we're holding some stuff back. I think we'll probably be making announcements before the 4th of July. That's for sure. With another I don't know, 6 to 10 artists that we've got confirmed. But yeah. But that shows that's the furthest one on your schedule. That's going all the way to February, end of February.
Yeah, but that's the one we're most excited about. So
that's what I like to hear.
Yeah,
definitely. Did you know we're doing a preview night now?
I think you mentioned it.
Oh, that's interesting. That's so cool.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I spoke with Arthur last week about it, and he's actually pulling some art for the show specifically for you guys. So. I told him, or I asked him nicely if there's anything in his flat files that he might like to bring for the crew. So we'll see what he uncovers for OAX.
Well, Alberto's going to be paying attention to the channel and any announcements that come out about that. Yeah, it's like, well, that's the thing. OAX is all about, for us, we want the creators and reps and agents, and dealers to be holding stuff back and bringing things special to it, because it just makes the show all that more fun. The collectors are, pinching pennies around the holiday season to make sure they have plenty of money for the show as well. So it works. It works for everybody. It's a benefit to the people who can make it to the show, and then for the creators who either, and a lot of the artists make work specifically for the show. So it gives everybody something to look forward to, and it's worked really well for us so far. But I made the mistake of saying it or the wrong times yesterday. But the preview night is really more like an afternoon. It's between 4 and 6, and then the reception's going to follow that. But a lot of people, and we felt it too. There just wasn't enough time on the floor Friday or for Saturday, Sunday, right? 7 hours each day, and we didn't really feel like extending those hours were the right thing to do. We had the Saturday night event, and with the auction and whatnot. And 7 hours feels good. So we felt like, well, we'll just we're going to make Friday kind of an event day. There'll be a lot of other things going on, things either that we're sponsoring or some people in the community will be putting on. And so we're really going to be trying to encourage a lot of the collectors to come in on Thursday evening, because Friday, the whole day. I mean, even if they want to go to the park, that's fine. Just be there for, for the preview window of 4 to 6 and the reception.
Yeah,
that should be good. I mean, one of the things I like about OAX is it doesn't feel like work. I mean, it's work, but it doesn't feel so stressful and so anxiety filled. It's a nice environment. It's not so stress filled, at least for me, especially going from there to like MegaCon or, some of the other bigger shows where it's stressful.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a different energy, right? Like I walked in and I knew there was business being done, but it wasn't like hectic, which is the best sort, right? It allowed, at least for me, I was on the other side of the table. This first time that I went, I was able to talk to as many people as I could, and it didn't feel rushed. Like they weren't looking over my shoulder because there was like 2 or 3 other people in line that were like trying to get the mega signature. It was very leisurely, but in the best way possible, It was consistent.
Absolutely.
It was also consistently busy for everybody that I saw, which is great.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's a nice community of fans and people, and this makes for a nice weekend, So thanks for.
I'm glad Adam, he's planning. Adam's. I'm sorry, I'm just like having a brain fart here at the moment. But I'm glad that Arthur is planning on holding a few pieces back for us. That's always or looking into the vault, right? I mean, that's going to be cool to see. It gives everybody a reason to swing by your table, Jason.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Plus, I always like to buy something. So
that is part of, that is challenging, when you
yeah.
get to see all the art, especially before it gets on the site or you bring it to a show. There's always, I'm sure, a piece or two that you might be interested in. Is there any Art Adams tonight? Marcus asked. No, there is no Art Adams artwork this evening. But before we get on the sale, Eric, what about you? Anything going on this summer?
Outside of just surviving, kids being home 100% of the time, no.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of art, obviously trying to gear up for a tiny bit more conventions. Jason's trying to sneak me in at the last second. I didn't have any planned until my time freed up pretty dramatically. There's nothing in the books. He's just trying to make sure that there's an opportunity for me there, but I'm never wanting to. I'm not the kind of guy that like intrudes on like pre-existing plans and throw a monkey wrench into the work. So if it's the opportunities available to me to show up at the conventions that he's mentioned, it'd be great. Outside of that, I'll just be drawing art on the side and sending it to him, and he's going to make it available through this new website when it launches.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So when is the new website going to be ready?
Well, from what the guy said, it's another 35 hours or so of work. So what does that mean?
Not collected. Like, who knows?
In developer language, that 2 to 3 weeks.
6 months?
Well, okay, around here it's 2 to 3 weeks. If I were to say 25 to 30 hours, usually that's what it means. But yeah.
So I asked them to have it up before San Diego's time. So we'll see, but it's looking pretty good. So there'll be some new features and functionality and easier to search, the site and stuff. So we've been spending a lot of time, and one of the reasons why I've been having issues is, the art comes in. We've been tagging stuff with the, it takes a good 10-15 minutes just to catalog one page now between the artist, the writer, the date it was created. So you can search all these tags now on the new site. So the year it was created, synopsis, all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm hoping to take advantage of all that nerddom that we're spending on it.
I'm sure it's going to be time well spent. Definitely. It's good for search engine optimization to have all that stuff in there too. You'll become an authority in the comic art.
Bill knows what he's talking
world.
about, Jason.
He does. It's just
I've done this for far too long.
Yeah. It's time intensive, I guess, is the fun part of the whole thing. So hopefully you guys will think it's worth it, and it'll be a benefit at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, when it's time to launch, you let us know. We'll make sure it gets in the news so everybody can go check it out.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
What I see, a question from Michael. He wanted to know if there were going to be any essential sketch cards tonight. No, there are not.
I had some here. I mean, I have some. I just didn't think anyone wants sketch cards. I've got some from Finch. I think there's one Arthur Adams. So I do have plenty, but maybe we can do another show next month or something if this goes well and you guys want to have us back.
Yeah.
There's plenty of art here and stuff that's not on the site. So, happy to do another show down the road.
Yeah, no, we've talked about that. There's plenty of time left in the year before OEX. And obviously, we're going to have a lot of time on cameras in the lead up to the show, just talking with the artists who are going to be attending and whatnot. But yeah, cool. Sketch cards are a thing now. We just finished Comic Art Live a couple weeks ago. Well, I think it's 3 weeks ago now. And sketch cards was part of the mystery sketch, and we sold well over 100 of those, and they came out fantastic. And we're looking forward to seeing how things go with the 12th edition of Comic Art Live in November, just to because things went so well. And I got 3. They all turned out fantastic, and I should have bought 6. You never know until you see how they're going to turn out. But
Bill, if you don't mind me asking, what is that? What is the most recent affinity for like sketch cards? What is the thing that makes people go, "That's a ton of fun. I want to start investing in that direction"?
I think there's a lot of reasons for it. I mean, there's always been this tight group of collectors who are focused on sketch card collecting, right? And they kind of spill over into the trading card artworks as well. I think they like the format. There's a lot of collectors who art collectors today who came into comics via the trading cards, Marvel Master Pieces in the 90s without reading comics. They learned to love Spider-Man from trading cards, and so I think that it starts there. And Kazra certainly, and he's been a firm believer of their sketch cards are a really great gateway into collecting original artwork as well. And so that's why, OAX is a lot about like exposing people to different things like sketch
Mm-hmm.
cards or illustration art, the
Mm-hmm.
card art collecting, all of that. But we see it as a fun, low risk, item that you can
Love that.
purchase that,
I love
yeah,
that.
that, that's you can put 9 in a bind, on a single page on a binder. It's they store a lot better and
For
easier,
sure.
and
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I would have known, I've got a big binder of sketch cards here from the guys that we could have popped on there, but maybe another time.
Yeah.
exactly. No,
Yeah.
well, we can work that into the next one, but it has worked out really well. I mean, and
Cool.
I've and yeah, the thing is, I'll be honest, a lot of collectors, early on were like, gifting them to other collectors because, they're not,
Mm.
it's 25-30 bucks. It's an easy
Yeah.
thing to pick up, and,
Yeah.
oh, I know this guy would really like that. And
Yeah.
so it's fun. I mean, I've gotten a few just, fun Thor, images, Hembeck Thor, stuff like that, where people
Yeah.
see it and they think Bill would, I'd enjoy that. And so it's fun. It's
Yeah.
different. And
Yeah.
again, you can own a lot of them, and got, there's going to be plenty more of them coming up in the future. We're just doing a lot more stuff with them as well. So that would be
That's so
great,
cool.
Jason.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
No problem. And also, Upper Deck and Tops have reached out to us to do some new card art for their new
Mhm.
series. So you'll see some new stuff. We'll probably have them for OAX too, some new actual published card art that we'll bring to the market.
Well, and we'll be printing some new OAX cards and everything too. Alberto's going 25-30 bucks for cards. We charge that is true, Alberto. I'm thinking more of what you can pick up, on eBay and a few other places. And I've seen what artists charge at shows, and they're all over the place, from 20 bucks on up to 200 unit or even more, $600. Just depends on the artist and how much work they put into a sketch card. So, yeah. Thanks for that reminder, though, Alberto. But I think that, the different, because I'll be honest, that, with OA collectors, not that I want to like talk shop and everything, but I saw Marcus mention sketch covers. I think a lot of original art collectors aren't as, very into sketch covers. I've only been gifted a few. I've never gone out of my way to buy a sketch cover. I think sketch covers are a gateway for people who collect comics, because they're still getting a comic, but they're also getting a piece of original art with it as well.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, we don't really care how people get into wanting to collect original
True.
art. It's just finding the right vehicle for them to spend that money and to
Yeah.
take that kind of that leap. And so if it's
Yeah.
a sketch cover for guys who collect comics, if it's a sketch card for people who are already collecting original art, hey, it's all good. The more
Yeah.
vehicles like that we can introduce to the hobby, the better I think it is for all of us.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, people like different things, and that's okay. So
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I believe in the spirit of what Bill was talking about. Ultimately, it's how you get into the hobby, right? Like whether it be sketch cards, sketch covers, however you want to get it. So, yeah. Who cares what your gateway is? Come on in here.
That's right. Bill Rovar just said gateway acquisitions are win. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
True.
they may be.
True.
So yeah. So let's talk a little. We're gonna start the sale. And I did have a couple questions for you, Jason. We didn't like review everything, but I assume Essential Sequential is okay with time payments on pricier items if need be. I mean, I don't know what thresholds are, but you're negotiable in terms of stuff like that, like handling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just let me know what you need. Normally it's like 20% down, and then 3-4 months, whatever. If it's super expensive and need more time, then just let me know. But if you can make an account on essentialsequential.com after you make a purchase, that way I can get all your postage and mailing information from there, and then keep track of the order, and then we'll send you tracking when it gets mailed out, all that fun stuff. Try to keep it easy.
Well, that's good. So your site actually is going to be able to allow you to keep track of time payments and things like that. Good. Those sorts of things are very needed in our hobby, that's for sure. You don't want to just send a PayPal invoice where you can make, you can set it for installments. That's not the best way to track those things.
Yeah, everyone's got their ways of doing things, I guess. But as long as we get your money, then that's fine.
Exactly. And
So
words of
cutthroat,
encouragement
Jay.
here from Jason, our pal Jason. He says, "Don't mail shit if I claim it." So I guess that means he knows your address.
He knows where I live. He owes me a lunch, so he can come and take me to lunch and get him some art.
Oh, good. Is Jason going to Heroes? I've been meaning to ask him.
I think in the chat said he's not making it this year.
Oh, is that what he? All right. Well, that's too bad. I actually had something to give him. I might have to end up mailing it to him. I was hoping to deliver it in person, but
Did you set up any commissions or anything for Heroes?
I have not actually. I bought a lot at Comic Art Live, so I didn't really go into Heroes with the idea that I'd be picking anything up. But you never know. I mean, last year? No, 2 years ago, I picked up a Warner Roth X-Men page from Bashara. Sometimes things just happen, right? And you have to pull the trigger. So I never know what what I'll see that I decide to want to pick up. I saw somebody was thanking you for getting on Finch's commission list at Heroes. Daniel Ward mentioned that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're welcome.
I didn't highlight that one, but there it is.
I forgot what I had for breakfast this morning, so it's kind of hard to keep track of.
I was gonna say.
Well, that's what Mo is for.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Also, I got my shingles shot yesterday, so I'm all kinds of messed up from that. So that wasn't a fun experience.
Get off the show. Bring Mo on, Jay.
I'm falling apart. I'm falling apart.
Hey, you can go. Yeah, start. Well, anyway, so Jason says he's not going to make it. All right. Well, hey, Jason, I'll be in touch with you because I got something I need to send your way. But I'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow.
Right on.
So, all right. Well, I don't think we have anything else to cover. You guys, I know you've got all the art with you, and so you'll be able to ship things out. If things don't sell tonight, they'll probably end up on the website. We say that a lot around here. If you don't pick it up in the chat.
Yep, I think Eric has one or two with him,
Okay.
color Batman ones that he hasn't.
Do I? Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
But otherwise, if you are coming to Heroes, Victor Faro just is coming with us this year. He just opened his commission list. If anyone's interested, you can take a look on the site. Real talented guy. So take a look there. And I think there's still a few spots open for, I think, like Mark Chiarello and a few of the other guys. So let me know if anyone wants anything there.
Cool. We're looking forward to seeing Mark at OAX too.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Right on. I didn't know he was
Jiggy
going.
did
That's
remind
exciting.
me that since I don't have my walkthrough speech like I normally do, but we have, he said, click on the live button. So most people are probably on YouTube right now. There's a live button right where Jiggy's face is, as a matter of fact. If you click on that, it will push you as close to real time as we are here in the studio, and at least give you a competitive kind of position with everybody else in the chat. And we've got 47 lots tonight. Yeah, we have 47 lots tonight.
Ooh.
And to claim a lot, you just have to type the word claim and the lot number in the chat. Every slide that we're going to show has a lot number on it, so it'll be really easy. The savvy collectors who are in the chat right now already have the word claim and won typed into the post to comment box. They're ready to hit enter right now. So that's how it goes. That's why we end up having a few misclicks here or there.
You guys are pretty competitive, huh?
When there's something that they want, they definitely are. And we don't, clearly, we've never given out an order for things typically. So, never, as far as I, know. So it's always good.
A few guys reached out to me today asking if they can do an early claim, and I said I don't think that's kosher. So
did people do that? Really?
Yeah.
So good.
It does. Trust me, I know. I've heard it all. I've gotten asked about stuff. Can I get a preview? No. Yeah, we got to keep it all fair.
That's kind of cool, though. You know what I mean? People are so excited. They want to know exactly where they want to spend their money at. But that's right. Everybody gets to be surprised all at the same time and simultaneously.
Bill, did you get my note about that page 1, issue 1?
I did. I pulled that one out. Yeah.
Okay.
Or we would have had 48 pieces tonight.
Yeah, sorry about that. It accidentally got put on the site and snagged pretty quick.
Well, it was affordable and it was page 1. So, that's okay. It would have gotten claimed tonight, but it happens. We've got other pieces from the same story.
Yes.
All right. And Alberto's giving away trade secrets. He says Anthony takes pre-claims all the time. On his make offer shows, I know he does stuff like that. He'll actually take them, but he still credits them to the show. He'll take sales in advance of the show and be like, it's because of the show that this happened. So it does happen. But all right, let's dive into this thing. I do believe we did keep everything organized by artist alphabetically. So I know we're starting off with Mr. Albuquerque. Right, and let's see here. What was the first lot? Was the Hit Girl 1 cover? Right, we have it priced at $1,600. Very fun, and even shows the published image here. We're able to find online.
That's so cool. It's been such a long time that I've done shows. I'd forgotten that Raphael had been with us for a significant amount of time already, right, Jay? 2 or 3 years now, no?
Well, he's only done, I think, one or two shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just hasn't been able. They had fires and floods, and he just hasn't been able to leave the country in the last half year.
Yeah. The last time I saw him, we were all in, what is it, DC or something? I can't remember what that show was. First time I ever hung out with him, he's a joy. He's awesome. He's awesome to talk craft with. He's awesome to talk, professional strategy with. And the fact that I get to potentially one day sit in the same row of tables with him, that's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah, he's a super nice guy.
I saw, Jason, you were holding the artwork up, so I could switch over to your camera here.
Yeah. So that is the original. And there's a little sketch on the back, I guess, a different pose that he was working on. So,
well, very cool. I've actually never gotten the opportunity to meet Raphael, but hope to one day. Love his work.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch back to the slide, and then we can take a look at the second lot that we have tonight. I think this is the only other one from Raphael, and it's from Superman Batman issue 62, page 13. Very fun scene here.
Yeah, I almost bought this one myself. Great splash with Clayface, Scarecrow, cool. Mad Hatter, Two-Face, obviously Robin and Supergirl in there. Really cool page.
Yes, it is not a tea party that any of us want to go to ourselves. And there, Jason, I'll switch over to you because I see you're holding the art as well.
Yay!
Yeah, that is a very nice page.
It is pretty cool. A little sketching on the back.
Him working stuff out, I suspect. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that's the Supergirl face that he was messing with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right down there.
Those are nice little treats sometimes. I can't remember what original piece of art I bought. I just randomly flipped it over and there was a sketch on the back. That's kind of cool to see sort of the artist working out the initial pose or whatever it is, or maybe even a completely different layout.
Yeah, I always found those interesting. Like even on Klaus pages, there's old like Buscema did little concepts or thumbnails or anatomy drawings and stuff that were pretty neat to take a look at.
Yeah. The other thing I like is when the artist makes notes on the side for potentially like the inker back when that was still the process, right?
Right.
And sometimes they get, you can tell that they've been working with each other for a long time. I would sometimes see, I can't remember who was inking who at that point, but I remember a Joe Quesada piece where he had written something for either Jimmy or maybe even Kevin at that point. It may have been for that Azrael book that they did a while ago where they just kind of jotted something down on the side to make sure they capture. I can't remember if they were going to stat the panel or if they were going to color hold like the background. So that was really super cool.
Agreed. And Jason likes it when he finds phone numbers and stuff on the back. I'm sure he's called, a few artists up just to hope that their numbers are still valid. Yeah, we'll see if he confirms that or not. But
from here on down, I'm just going to put it purposefully. You know what I mean? But like not give it any context. Just as a nice Easter egg for everybody.
Right.
Exactly. All right. What do we got next? We are moving over to Mahmood here, right? The Thunderbolts #1 cover.
Holy cow.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's done a few things.
Let's see. Where is
great composition on this one. And I don't care what anybody says. I actually enjoyed Thunderbolts. It was a fun movie. I had no complaints.
Yeah.
I heard it was good.
Yeah. My wife and I went to go see it. Found it incredibly enjoyable. Going back to this piece, Jay, do you know almost immediately when you see it? Like, do you see this in print first, or does Mahmood send this to you ahead of time?
Well, these I think he handed off, so these were ahead of time. So
yeah.
Sometimes it's just I don't even know what it's for. Luckily, Mahmood writes down the titles and stuff and what issue numbers there are.
Hey,
There's some guys.
Be cool, man.
It can be.
Stop attacking.
It's like a game of what is it? Concentration. Did I see this piece somewhere before?
Mm-hmm.
Dave notorious for that.
what do you call it? Do you get people messaging you ahead of time because they saw the printed version before you get the original art, saying, "Hey, whatever it is, I want that."
Occasionally, I think
Yeah.
a lot of collectors will hit up previews, right?
Yeah, right.
And say, "Oh, yeah, this is coming out." That happened just recently. Arthur's doing a new Godzilla cover for San Diego, and someone reached out for that one.
That's cool. It gets super cutthroat, eh? Like people just trying to get ahead of the pack as far as like claiming the thing before
Any
it even comes out.
edge we can get on other art collectors, the better.
Yeah.
It's been going on for years, Eric.
That's
Honestly.
so cool.
Yeah. So here's lot 4, an Akira painting on 7x10, affordably priced at $250. Yeah, back in the day with the Comics Buyer's Guide, Eric, the savvy collectors, overnighted
I remember that
to themselves. Yeah, so they would have it a day before everybody else, and that was why, because the art for sale listings in there, or the
I
comic
see.
listings. So even when it was more analog in the
You guys are tricky.
methods of purchasing,
You guys are tricky.
Oh, it doesn't pay to be cheap in this hobby. You got to spend a little money here or there.
I can't recall who it was back in my original art collecting days. I remember it was Mignola's originals back when he was still doing. I don't know if he still does San Diego, but this is when I used to do them and would run into him. And I would flip through those originals, and each and every single one of them had like a little post-it note on it, like sold. And I'm like, how is this? This is like Thursday preview night, and it's already sold out. So I don't know how that person got in there. And you guys
there was always a line. Jason, you probably were in that line once or twice. I was usually a bystander in those lines just to see what was going on preview night, but usually Quan Chang would be first in line, or if he wasn't first, he was second. And we remember those days.
The good old days.
Yeah, those were fun. Well, because his pieces were very affordable, and he always came with a portfolio or two, and and he had to hold on to them because he had to have something to show for the rest of the show.
Right.
So
that's right.
Yeah, it's like putting the red dots at the gallery. But it was always it was cool to see.
Yeah, it's certainly changed now, right? Like to think about potentially what art was going for, because I remember here's an interesting one. I remember buying a bunch of pages from Mignola from his Wolves of St. August run, and I had bought them from Dunbeer way back in the day.
Sure.
And went to Mike to have them signed. It was interesting, like the markup that people would do on it as an art dealer, and he showed me how much he sold it to Dunbeer for. And I was happy for buying them what it was, because they were still significantly more affordable than what they would be going for now. It's like a small house payment, But it's an interesting thing how much things have changed, but also how much things have stayed the same,
Well, you've had some interesting art in your collection, Eric, over the years.
Yeah. I don't want to bring it up because it hurts me so much. It breaks my heart.
Well,
so much. Did Jason just leave?
Just disappeared on us. Yeah, no, he's coming back. There we go. What happened?
Sorry, I think I had an update accidentally get.
And it made you all blurry.
You're out of focus now, kid.
Right now.
I am. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that.
There it goes.
Better?
No.
Yeah.
And
John
maybe it's
Ritchie,
better that you're blurry.
Everything we're going to show tonight, John, is an original piece of art. So, no prints or remarked items, at least in this set. I know you guys could do that every now and again with stuff, but yeah. What is this? Corin says Eric Canetti, not only a friend, but one of the most talented mofos in animation and games.
Mofo. Very kind. Thank you, Kaiser.
All right. Let's see here. Last piece, I think here was Boris. We have 5 now. We have Batman versus Robin, page 36 from issue 4, priced at $350. It's a nice half splash there to get that page.
That's really cool.
Rocking and rolling.
Yeah, what's going on? Who's gonna start?
Now, you guys have been collecting for a while, right? Like, so how much have things changed when it comes to like the actual? Do you guys have a preference when it comes to the original art itself? Because right now I'm looking at this page. Jay, you're gonna hold up the original eventually, right?
Yep.
They do I know Mahmoud that does, like, he has his pencils and inks are so clean.
Yep.
and I have a high level of envy for him because mine are a mess. Back when I used to do traditional art, you would just see marks all over the place. Is there a preference for you guys, either or?
For me, I like it when it's clean, but I
Yeah.
know other collectors that like seeing the process underneath it.
Yeah, yeah. Bill and I spoke about this last time for a bit.
Yeah, I like seeing the process. I mean, clean
Yeah.
pages are fine, and I know that a lot of collectors prefer to have everything kind of look very pristine. I mean, they
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
want to see
It looks printed,
a
right?
bump or a minor fold here or there. I mean, I had a buyer one time that it was a very nice piece of art we sold on a show 2 years ago, splash page, and I know because of who the artist was that they turn it around a lot on their drawing table, and they had
Mm.
probably leaned against the page at some point, at the corner of the drawing table, and it put like this little crease.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
man,
yeah.
not even from a corner, but someplace in the center, maybe like the
Yeah,
lower quarter,
yeah.
and they returned it. They were like,
Oh, are
"This
you
page
kidding?
is damaged. I don't want it." And and I
Yeah.
and I actually handled the art. I didn't see it. That's how faint it was. But they
Wow.
laid it on a flat table and were like, "I see
They
this."
caught
Right?
it.
They can't,
Yeah.
and so they need to see it. And Jason, I don't think that's what you mean. As far as like liking to see everything clean and white.
Right.
But collectors can be very particular. Yeah, they
Yeah.
really want a
I mean,
perfect
to
looking
each their
piece.
own. That's it. But it's
Yeah.
fascinating to think about,
Yeah, I know one collector was upset on, I think, Mateo's art. He'll pin his stuff up on a cork board. So there's little pinholes in the
Sure.
corners of the
Yeah,
pages.
yeah, yeah.
So trying to explain to people, it's production art, so they're going to be handled. It's
Right.
how it is.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Tariq says the messier the better. It's true. It's to each their own, right? But yeah, there's no right or wrong way, or right,
Yeah.
for that approach. It's whatever you prefer. Collecting art is subjective. Liking
Yep.
art is subjective,
Yep.
and yeah, I've never seen a piece of art that I looked at and said that's too clean. I'm not going to buy it, or one that's too
Too
stained,
messy.
has too many
Yeah.
glue stains on it. I don't, if I like it, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Irrespective of either extreme that the art might be.
Very
All
cool.
right, so we're moving on to your stuff now, Eric.
Oh boy.
Lot 6 gets us into the Canetti collection here. So we start off with a Silver Surfer piece.
It's such a departure. That's what I'm talking about. We just got through looking at Mahmoud's stuff that's like almost screen printed, almost 100% like spotless, and then you get into mine, you get to see all that blue pencil under it. So it's a nice little contrast.
Right, exactly. No, see, that's art comes in all shapes, sizes, and conditions and approaches. No, we talked about this. I told you I like seeing it like this. I like seeing the
Yeah,
blue lines on it. I really do
for
because
sure. For sure.
it's you finding your way through the piece, and then we get the inks as kind of the finishing touch. But yeah, I like seeing it all.
I like, Eric has a unique perspective on his art. So his art is always of interest to me because I like the way he just positions
None of it
his
makes
characters.
sense, like a lot of it doesn't. Like, I was thinking about this the other day when I was drawing some of these pinups. There are definitely the quote unquote more, I don't know what you say, like the bread and butter poses that people put on original pieces. And I think from a collector's perspective, you kind of want. There's some collectors that prefer that. You know what I mean? Like just a figure standing there showing the logo on their chest or whatever. I find it like really boring. Like there's no, I don't know, there's no character to it, and I feel like everybody is getting it. There's a reason why I think people buy those kinds of poses, because obviously it showcases the character that you wanted to draw. But I feel like there's an opportunity to add a little bit more dynamic posing, or just like, and a little bit more character to it. I don't know. Like there's a way to draw this Silver Surfer that I think it's very gosh, there's so many people who like. There's a bunch of Buscema Silver Surfers that I've seen. I was like, that's so classic. That is so good. I will never be able to draw it that well. I will never be able to draw it that straight on and be that iconic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's his Silver Surfer run is legendary, and
Yeah.
you can't look at it and compare yourself to that or anything, right? At the end of the day, I mean, you look at Ron Lim's work on Surfer.
Oh, sure.
There's just too many iconic runs with the character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But a dramatic pose. I like the fact that the board is off the page.
Yeah.
Part. It's not, we don't get to see the whole board.
That's the
I
other
like
thing
that.
too. Like some people would again in collecting original art, it's so fascinating to me to get everybody's sort of subjective opinions on like, oh, I would like to see the entire Batman cape on in the shot as opposed to going off the page, you know? Or like in this
Mhm.
case, like you said, Bill, like the board is not completely captured, you know. It's interesting to me. It's really cool.
Agreed. Well, this one is available. We have lot 7 coming up here right now. This Alice piece. Very you put a lot of work into the costume here,
Yeah,
Eric.
did I? Oh. I
Yeah,
think
I
there's,
think
you know
so.
what,
You got
you know,
bored?
remember the last time that we talked? I think it was because I didn't know how to do something and I'd like to understand how I would do it. And in this case, this was an exercise on like, how would I draw lace and like tiny bits of taffeta? And I didn't know how I would draw that. And so I came up with the reason why. And it just happened to be that, you know, Alice in Wonderland is, I think, in the history of me being repped by Jason, has sold pretty well. So it always served as a ancillary sort of like, yeah, whatever, Jason will end up selling this somehow. But really, it was just I wanted to draw lace. I wanted to draw that pattern. And that's why a lot of the time, energy, and effort went into that.
Well, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at that.
there's
Me still doing Copics. Holy cow. Young me, younger me.
I do actually enjoy this piece. We actually my daughters and I were talking about Alice in Wonderland earlier today, and then I saw this piece. So it's kind of like it was just it's fun. I mean, come on, it comes up these Alice in Wonderland is a classic. It comes up in so many different ways in pop culture and whatnot. And yeah, no, I thought this was cool to see. It was like not what I was expecting, Eric, when I was
Yeah.
looking at stuff. Look at Jason. Jason's trying to claim stuff we haven't even shown yet. Scalera is towards the end of the alphabet, Jason. So it will be later in the set. I can tell you that right now. Uh, so yes, that is going to come up a little bit later. Um, but yeah, let's look at the next piece. Off with her head. Exactly, number one Marvel fan. So we have an Evil Queen commission too. Love the
Holy
box.
cow.
Look
Yes,
at that.
like Jason, thank you very much for bringing these on. It's been a while since I've seen these pieces, so it's always a nice trip down memory lane to be like, do I even draw that anymore like that, you know?
What do you
That's
think when
so
you see
cool.
it?
Oh yeah, who drew this? It's not it's not me. Like I said, it's a memory lane trip for me. That's so cool. That or my brain is broken and I don't remember drawing half of this stuff, but this was during at the height of my Copic stuff, right? When I was doing hardcore. Everything was in Copic marker. This was so much fun.
I like them. I dig them.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I've well, I've never been to Jason's place. I know that Jason has a lot of art that he needs to scan and get up on the website. But Jason, you do a great job because of all the art reps that are out there, you consistently put up, and I'm sure you know you've got help around there, but every day you're usually putting up like 18 to 24 pieces because we do crawl your site every once a day, and I know that you're always in the updated list.
Yeah,
So I appreciate that. I'd like to think all your customers appreciate it too.
thanks. Yeah, I mean, we're also cataloging stuff that older stuff from Raphael or Mahmood and recataloging stuff for the new site. So it's good fun. Uh, Not so much sometimes, but yeah. Lambert was here for a while, helping me catalog Klaus's artwork, which was kind of fun.
Oh, is that what Jason is saying? Thank God for Lambo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We had what was about 1,000 pieces that we were scanning and cataloging for Klaus, which was like Christmas morning. You know, his stuff, you know, started in the late 70s. So
Yeah,
there's a
holy
pretty
cow.
big spectrum of artists that we got to take a look at.
And I see Badaboom has said claim. I'm assuming that means claim for lot 8, Badaboom, but let us know. Usually we want the word claim and the lot number associated with the claim. So that way
Yeah.
we know, because once we've shown it, you can go back and claim a piece at any time. So we know a lot of times collectors like to see like the whole slew of pieces that we're going to show, whether it's for an artist or it's for everything that we're going to show, and then people will claim things before we recap and show what didn't sell at the end. But yeah, just let us know if that's the case. And I didn't throw the your email address up at the start of the show, but anybody that does pick up any pieces tonight, or that has any questions at all related to the artwork we're showing, or anything else going on with Essential, they should email you at jason@essentialsequential.com. I know you had that as your handle
Yes,
today.
sir.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will make sure I make a little banner that will show periodically to remind people of that. And it's did you have that one piece there?
I put a claim on it, so thank you, bada boom.
Very good. All right, thank you, bada boom. I didn't even load up a meme that's like a breaking the ice meme, but we get it. Thank you, bada boom. All right, well, let's take a look at lot 9. Let me move this comment there and switch over to the next slide. So the Goblin King commission, 11 by 14. This one's priced $850.
Right.
This is nice, man. I mean, I love the hints of the red there, and then just the composition on this piece. It's fantastic.
Yeah, there was a period in which I got tired of drawing superheroes. And so I was just going through a ton of different classic 80s movies, and this happened to be one from, can't remember what, my wife and I were watching Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that bit with Bowie showing up, and I thought like, oh, I bet you I could do a take on that, and that's what inspired this piece.
I dig it.
Yeah, I do too. I love all the little characters around him.
Those little goblins from the movie, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the white owl. I don't think I captured Bowie's face. I don't think I was trying to. I just wanted to create my take on Goblin King.
There you go. Kazari,
this was fun.
Great feet and hands. Oh, you got that one too, Jason? Let me go ahead and switch back to your camera. Oh, you're out of focus.
blurry.
Here.
What's going on with that? Hold on, let me.
It's a darn autofocus setting. Nope. We'll go back to the art until it clears up. But no, I love this.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. It's always just, again, for the interest of like what makes me want to draw a piece, I just wanted to primarily focus on the composition. I'd never drawn a white owl, but primarily it was this composition. I think this was from a Frazetta, I took a snapshot of a Frazetta piece in my head, and I thought like, how would I do that without referring to it 100%? So I think this stems from that, not just from Labyrinth, but from a Frazetta thing that I did. There you go.
That's a little better, right?
How big is that?
11 by 14.
Holy cow! I used to draw big. Big gur.
Bigger. What's going on with that camera?
Doesn't like you, Jay.
I turned off my autofocus setting, Jason, because it always just frustrated the hell out of me. You hold, and for that very reason, the moment you hold something up, it won't refocus right away. And yeah, I just turn the dial and get myself in focus.
Well, there's a little button here that says "Touch up my appearance," which is
It'll make you look 10 years younger.
Yeah, it's so you can't see my face. That's how it touches it up.
Yeah. And like as soon as I get a chance to, I'm gonna do my best to touch up his face by not showing it.
Yeah, just making it illegible.
I did experiment with it, and I realized that it didn't really help for me. So I left it the way it was. But
holy cow!
But next up, look at this. This is a real badass Lobo here, 9x12, 550.
Yeah.
Man.
What did I do? This was still Copic marker, but now I'm starting to add acrylic paint. Right, Jays? That's what's sitting in front of you.
Looks like there's some acrylic and some colored pencils.
Yep. Most of these commissions aren't propagated by, aren't inspired by somebody asking. It's just it's a bunch of stuff. I don't know how to do this. I've never tried it before, so let me go try. And I'm just going to come up with a subject, and it happens to be Lobo.
Also, not a lot of people know this, but you hide your signature into the art.
Oh, yeah, I do. Where did I hide it in this one?
Well, that's what I'm going to ask you. I can't find it.
I can't either. Don't ask me right now.
We're all looking right now.
It must be in there somewhere. Or once in a while, I'll just send you stuff that I haven't even signed yet, and I'll sign it afterwards when when a buyer comes up to the table, it's like, I know that Eric hides his stuff. Where is it on? And I'll look, and I don't know. It's in here somewhere, but I'll sign it again in some other hidden spot. Eric, now that you are a digital artist, does that mean no longer traditional work to be able to sell? No, that's not true. I actually got back into doing traditional again. Now that I have a bit more time. Ultimately, the reason why I stepped away from traditional is because my schedule was just not very forgiving, and especially after having children, as most of you, you dads in the audience may or may not know. Hopefully, you know, but like being chained to a desk is near impossible. So I turned back into a pumpkin. At 6 p.m., I have to leave this desk and go be a family man again. So there's rarely any time where I get to spend doing traditional stuff. So I facilitate digital facilitates that. But only recently have I gotten a ton of time back again, and so I'm able to do originals. So there you go.
Right. So there will, you had some traditional work that you did for the Comic Art Live panel, and so yeah, it's all a matter of time. Most
Yeah,
creators that I know and I've talked to, it's usually timing. There's
yeah,
too much going on in life, or you know what, so some creators just want to have a little bit more time to themselves,
yeah. That's
right?
true.
You just realize you're a
That's true.
slave to the work. And if you can get it done and have an extra 15, 20 hours a week for your personal life, more power to you.
Yeah,
It's
for
it's
sure.
a it's a choice.
Oh, I remember a little while ago. This was maybe 5 years, maybe more. I had a blog that was going on for about what 7 years plus, and I felt like I had drawn everything, and so I started getting bored. And the heartbreaking part about that, and the truth of the matter is like whenever you're going to spend your hard-earned money on buying originals from me, I'd like to be invested. And I caught myself at one point just kind of phoning it in, not really being 100% into the original piece of art. And so I felt that at that point, it's like I need to step away because it's a bad time for everybody. You know what I mean? Like people are enthusiastic to buy original work from me, and the last thing you want to do is like hand over that thing and not be proud of it. And so I would take breaks, and Jason knows this. He can attest to it. There's times, especially now, when it's long stretches, I don't do conventions anymore because I just don't feel like there's anything I can bring to the table. But only in recent times, especially with those pieces from the last show that I was on with you, Bill, I was like, wow,
Hmm.
I'm having fun drawing superhero stuff again. So for me, and when I tell Jason that, he gets super excited, but he's also clearly aware that that's on an egg timer when I fall out of love with it again. So
It goes in cycles. It's like the tide.
yeah, yeah,
I get it. I get it. Well, Jason has nothing to sell if you're not working traditional. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And
yeah.
we as
The,
collectors just have to roll with the punches, Eric.
yeah.
That's how it goes.
I'll
And
leave out the exact the rhetoric that he uses whenever I send him a piece of art, and then he says, is there an original? And I'm like, no, this is all digital. And like the text that he sends me of like, why do you not like me selling your original? Why do you not like me selling your art? It makes me laugh.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just
Every
trying
rep's nightmare is their whole team going digital.
just
yeah,
trying to spoon out my heart.
Uh-huh. And I saw the Bada said he meant to claim lot 5, not
did you see
8.
that, Jay?
Yeah, claim 5. That's this piece, right? The
Yep.
Mahmood. Okay,
Yep,
got it.
I switched it on my sheet as well. So thank you for letting us know, Bada. All right, what do we got here? I know we've got, I guess the two pieces that are still with you are the last two that we have to show here, Eric. And one was the Absolute Batman commission.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is freaking awesome, full color. I love this piece.
yeah. This is all mixed media stuff. So
Now, is this
yeah, look at
something,
that.
how recent is this piece?
3 weeks ago, 4 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I literally started getting back into like, that's the thing. I haven't picked up a brush, a traditional brush in forever.
Hmm.
Sometimes it doesn't perform. Like, so the last time that I went back to drawing traditional, it felt weird picking up traditional tools. This time, and then so I took a break for like 3 years or so, 2 years or so, where I wasn't drawing too many traditional things. This time around, it was like, oh, that's weird. This comes very naturally. There wasn't that aggravating relearning how to make the tools work again. So I've been very happy with the pieces that I've been doing recently.
I was gonna say, does it feel different when you have it, in your hands traditionally on a piece of paper than instead of on a display?
Yeah, like there are times I'm like, I'm gonna zoom in on this guy's mouth. Oh wait, nope, I can't. That's the biggest one. And also like the what do you call it? The Control Z or like the
Control Z, I
correction,
was
you
just
know?
gonna say
That's
that's
the
the one thing
biggest
missing.
one, man. So that I think takes the longest whenever I'm doing traditional work. And I think that's the reason why, Bill, you and I were talking about this before, where digital actually helps me now because I lay everything out in digital and make sure that it works on a digital space. And then I go and do it in traditional. So that's really cool.
Interesting. I mean,
That's been the
you could
saving grace. Yeah.
right, right. Well, you could see a lot like with those pieces where you did a lot of blue pencil, so it's almost the same thing, but you're just
Yep.
working it out, the composition out digitally.
Yep.
Nice. Well, this one's badass. And this next one, why is Batman? He's not fat, Jason.
He's thick.
Exactly.
He doesn't calorie count. He doesn't fast anymore. He just
It's the armor.
It's a preference, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Then what was the other one? The last piece was a Batman too.
Oh yeah.
Man, I
Yeah,
love
this
the
was
red background.
this was the piece that made me go, "Oh, this doesn't feel weird like it used to," you know? Coming back to doing traditional.
Mm.
Yeah, this was the most fun I'd had coming back from digital into traditional. I'm like, "Oh, this okay, I think I can do this still. This is still viable for me. It won't take forever in a day."
How long is it taking to do a piece, like from start to finish now?
Typical, like typical from a show, like maybe 2 hours or so, 3 hours. And then you can see it in the snapshot there, but there are those pencils in the upper left-hand corner. I spent the better part of the day destroying my office looking for that tin because I wanted to do multimedia stuff again. You know, initially I wanted to paint it, but I realized I don't have as much time as I have back. I don't have that much time back in my day. So I said, "Okay, I'll just add a handful of things after I do the pen and ink stuff." You know, always going back, being able to go back in there with like, colored pencil. And these are like the nice color pencil sets. And again, I destroyed my office looking for it. And then, after everything was a mess, after everything looks like, ground zero, I went outside and my wife, who's also an artist, goes, "What's going on in there? There's a lot of noise." I said, "I've been looking for those really good colored pencils that I had." And she's like, "Oh, I've been using them." And I go like, "Oh, but that would have been nice an hour and a half ago before I turned the office upside down." And she's like, "What do you need them for?" They're like, "Those are made for
You're not
real
working
artists."
traditional anymore.
Yeah, she's like, "Those are made for real artists." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, honey." Thanks, honey.
Well, yeah, we had a conversation with Gerhard prior to the last OAX, and he basically said he was hanging up his traditional stuff. He was not going to do anymore. And he literally, and we needed him to do something. I can't remember what it was, but he's like, he literally put everything away, like every
Yeah.
tool. I think his drawing board. He like got rid of it. I mean, literally just was when he said he was done, he was done. And
Yeah.
I was just shocked. He still brought some pieces and things, but it was just a surprising read in the email where he's like, "I don't know if I can find my pencils," kind of a thing,
Oh,
I
wow.
really put everything away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
I have a
going cold
corner.
turkey.
Yeah, I have a corner over there that has a lot of my traditional stuff in it. That's not like I suspect some of those markers are probably well past their prime. But now that I'm getting back into it again, it's an opportunity for me to discover what I should keep and what I should throw away. So it's been really good. Thank you, everybody,
Also, now you learn
for
your
the
lesson. You
kind
got
things.
to ask the wife first.
Yeah.
You can't find something.
Yeah, no, seriously. Thanks,
For the
everybody, for all the
kids.
kind things that you were saying. Really appreciate it. It's been fun coming back.
All right. Well, that was the last piece by Eric that we have. We're going to switch over to David Finch's stuff now. I think he's got 6 or so pieces that we have here.
Jason, it's almost not fair. You opened with the Mahmoud. You put me in there, and now you're going to go with Dave Finch right after me.
Sorry.
That's unfair, dude. That's not fun.
It's Bill's
I see
fault.
I see what you're doing. I think it's strategic.
You can deflect that to me. I needed a structure. So Jason did
Alphabetical
organize
is just as
everything.
good as anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm never going to blame you. I'm gonna always kick the can down the road to Jason.
Well, I don't mind that. No, that's okay. As long as Jason can shoulder that responsibility.
I'm used to it.
Okay. Good. Well, let's see. What?
Did you see Daniel claimed the Silver Surfer?
I was actually looking at the slides, so I switched over to that right now. Daniel, congrats, man.
Thank you, Daniel. Really appreciate it. Thanks for showing up.
I
Appreciate your
think
support.
Daniel picked up a few things at Comic Art Live, a couple mystery sketches, and a few things through our live streams the last few months. And
Yeah.
he lives nearby. We're gonna record him doing a unboxing of all this art that he bought.
That's
I don't know
so
when,
cool.
but sometime in the next couple of weeks. So I will get back to you about that, Daniel. You emailed me today, and I didn't follow up, but we'll have the Silver Surfer probably in hand for you to unbox as well.
Thank you. Is this not the coolest? Like, I remember, again, I hadn't been to too many comic book conventions when I was buying original art, but I remember just sort of saving up for those things, getting there, and not like that was an event for me, to think about going to a show and picking up original pieces for myself. But the fact that we can do this now, like any second, you're going to crank open a Dave Finch file and people just get to see it and bid on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah, there was some fun mystery in those early days of going to shows and not knowing what you find, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of that's gone now because a lot of the artists are previewing stuff before San Diego pieces, like Jason said. Once stuff gets teased in previews, people are contacting him. So the reckless abandon that you had when you entered the hall is not the same as it was when you were following John Higashi into Heroes in 1999 with his bags, in both hands. That thrill just isn't really there anymore.
But
it was fun while it lasted.
There's something that you can't capture, and I think Griffin Fitzroy said, like, for me, there's still something fun about the tactile experience, about picking up an original piece and holding it and looking at it in person.
Of course, yeah.
Right, like there's something about that, and so, I can't remember. Going back to one of our conversation earlier, which was like seeing a sketch in the back, or like people who were very specific about, little tiny creases. The only way that I could afford an original Topi, right, from when we went to Italy one year, is because a seller had them, and I had seen a bunch of Topis in other people's portfolios, and they were astronomical. Again, they were like small house payments. This one seller was selling it so low, and we thought that they were fake. It was like, by contrast, we thought it was fake. And so my buddy, Matteo went up to him and said, like, why is it so inexpensive? And they said, oh, because if you look on the back, whoever owned these previous mounted them to, what are those borders? Those cardstock borders that you put before you put them inside the frame? Like the mat.
Like a mat board?
Yeah, the mat board.
Wow.
The way they mounted it is that they just taped it onto the mat board, right? And when they took off the tape, it ripped off part of the back, just the skin of the back of the original painting.
Mm-hmm.
But that was enough to drive it almost through the floor by way of original art price. And I thought, from a guy who's never owned a Topi before, I'm like, I don't care. You know what I mean? If there's a rip in the corner, if you're not gonna charge me as much as those other guys were. So that's what it reminded me of. Again, just holding it was such an amazing experience.
I totally get it. And it's back to what we talked about earlier. I don't care if it's got glue stains on it or not. I mean, if you want it, you want it. And Lee, Lot 2 is still available. That was Superman Batman 62 page by Raphael for $650. So if you'd like that one, Jason's got it in hand.
Thank you, Lee.
All right. Well, now we can look at some Finch art.
Let's do it.
I think we start off with a cover from David. Let's see here. What was it? It was a Trinity 13 cover, priced at $2,500.
Yeah, I mean, David's covers generally go for a lot more than this. So this is an older one. Goodbye with Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. I'm assuming that's Constantine as well.
I was just going to ask that. I would assume. Oh, yeah, there it even says, can Constantine save the soul of Red Hood? All right.
I think he can.
It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, spoiler alert, he did.
But yeah.
When you said Wonder Woman, I was like, you're lying, Jason. I didn't see Wonder Woman anywhere on there. And I was like, oh, right. Bottom.
She's hiding.
Right.
We got some side boot. There's some side boobage.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And Lee
Thanks,
has
Lee. Thank you so much.
confirmed that one. Thank you, Lee. Shane Edward Allen over on Facebook. Nobody can see his comment on YouTube, so I'm highlighting it here. They are excited for Heroes Con, as
Very
I think
cool.
are many of us.
It's always like a homecoming show. It always feels like
Heck yeah.
Just like a going home. It's a great weekend. One of my
Well, it
favorites.
was always on Father's Day weekend, so it was always a good trip for me early on with the kids. Now it feels that way. Shelton runs a great show. I mean,
He
it
does.
is. There
He
is
does.
no other show in the country like Heroes Con. So let me see. This is 13. Lot 14 is a Hobgoblin commission on 9x12.
Wow, that's
Price
so
$7.50.
cool. Is Dave just drawing these at a show or something like that, Jason?
Yeah, this one just never got picked up. Whoever ordered this one just never came back.
Yeah.
But yeah, these
Since
were done. Yeah. I forget
The
which one.
first time that you and I started doing shows together, and the first time that I ever experienced that, it was puzzling to me when somebody puts in a request. I don't know what happens. Is it just because potentially it could be 100 reasons why, right? But I'd always assumed that it was because they overextended themselves that weekend and were never able to come back and pick up the original. But look what they left on the table. Look how beautiful that is. Holy cow.
Yeah, I don't quite understand. I mean, at least come back and say, hey, man, I can't, can't follow through with it. But it's happened, online where people will put stuff aside and then disappear.
Yep.
I'm hoping they're still alive, but assuming they just, lost interest or didn't want to, follow
Is that
through.
where your brain goes, that they died? That's so morbid.
It is. I'm like, dude, it's happened before. Actually, more than once.
Died?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That sounds awful, Jason.
Yeah, it's yeah, absolutely.
No, it's awful that your brain goes there.
Oh yeah, well, I'm a dark guy. Amato, can you take 50% of the cost up front? Is that meaning you needed a time payment? If so, we can do that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
So in other words, it never goes Jason. Actually, what Jason is alluding to is that if you ghost him, he goes and kills you. Isn't that what you're saying, Jay?
Yeah. We'll track you down. Like Liam Neeson, we're gonna find you. And, we've got a unique set of abilities, I guess.
A unique set of skills, Jay.
Skills. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah, really beautiful piece. Really beautiful piece.
Yeah, let us know. I didn't bring anything for Andrew. Going through everything, we should do another show because I didn't get through Dan's stuff. Lee Weeks has a bunch of stuff. Andrew has a bunch of stuff. So, definitely, if you guys want to have us back, we can do another show.
No, it doesn't prohibit people from going to the website and checking out, following up on these artists that you don't have available, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's worth, if you don't see it here, it's worth going to essentialsequential.com, finding the right Andrew, right whomever artist piece that fits you. Jason will help you out. So don't keep your original art buying exclusive to this event, as much fun as it is to be able to interact. Go to the website, check out everybody.
Well, let's see, it says if the commission was ordered and then not picked up. For most of the guys, we now, we take money up front. The only ones we don't take money for are Arthur, because we don't know what he's going to do. But generally, we do. But there's been instances where we, just haven't taken payment and then people disappear, which isn't the nicest.
Yeah. Somebody asked if I ever offer my Soul Fighter art for sale. It's all digital. So, I could print it out from my printer over there, sell it to you. But yeah, I didn't do traditional for those pages. But thank you for asking about them.
Sorry, there we go.
I think it's Jefferson Roswell that said
that was you had a question about the website,
Oh,
Jason?
yeah, those are usually commissions for people for buyers. So they're given special passwords so that they can only access those pages. I'm not sure why they're still up on the site, but I'll have to take those down. It's usually Arthur stuff or stuff that was ordered and then processed through the site.
Wait,
Right.
what was the question? Why are certain items on the website password protected? Holy cow. Look
I
at
think
you,
I've run
fancy
it. I
pants.
think on some Google searches that brought me back to your site before I ever, like sometimes something gets indexed, Jason, and then people stumble into it that way too. I
Yeah,
was
that could
finding.
be. Yeah, there's a few smart guys that figured out the passwords because I put them real basic, like Arthur for Arthur stuff, and then they want to buy them. I'm like, there's a reason why there's a password on them. They're
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But good
Thank you,
on them
CK,
for
for
figuring it
reminding
out.
everybody.
Yeah, the password shouldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. So,
Right.
Well, it shouldn't be anymore, Jason, is what you're saying,
not
because
anymore.
it used to be, is what you're getting at.
Exactly. That and
Password should not be password. Stop making the time long event. Listen, there's somebody that mentioned it. X amount of people watching, X amount of likes. Do us all a great big favor. Please, please, please hit that like button. It costs you nothing. Just scroll your mouse over, touchpad over,
I'm going to
and just click
record
the like
you
button.
saying this, Eric, after the show, and I'm going to play that like periodically throughout all my shows from now on. Eric Kennedy says
It goes
likes are
a
free,
long
everybody.
way. It goes a long way for all of us to go and hang out, for you to show us how much you like the what Bill's been put together. So please hit the like button. It'll go a long way. I'd appreciate it.
I did it.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, let's keep the David Finch train rolling here. What do we have next? We have a Cyberforce 19 page. This is lot 15, priced at $1,000.
Yep. David found 2 or 3 pages in his flat file. He sold all of this back in the day, so it's kind of rare to have him uncover some of these pages from
his
those days.
Top Cow days. Yeah,
From his Top
that's
Cow
great.
days, yeah.
Now this isn't him inking, right? This is who's inking him here? Do you know, Jay? Does it say?
I don't actually, but
Is it Matt Banning? Is it Bat that's doing it?
let me take a look.
I can't quite tell based on the hatching who that is. Still cool though.
It is pretty tight. Let's see, from 1993. Does it have?
You don't have anything written up on comics.org or something?
It's one of 4 different inkers. Jason, I think it's Jason Gorder. Actually, he mentioned that.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I'm pretty sure that's who he mentioned when we were chatting about it last weekend.
Yeah, there's that old school, that era version of like cross hatching on the bridge of that guy's nose and that close up of the profile of his face. I haven't seen that in frickin' forever, but that's so good. On my best day, that's definitely like a nib / brush thing that he don't do anymore. That's cool.
That is beautiful. Now this next piece is a color piece by David.
Oh wow!
I was tempted to buy this for myself, but I didn't.
This is a recent trend recent by way of the past couple of years, right, Jay? Where he's starting to paint now.
Yeah. It's funny because he is pretty hard on himself. Like I guess a lot of really good artists are, to push him forward.
Yeah.
But it's just within the last few years where he's like, I'm going to try to, acrylics. I'm going to try oils. I'm going to try watercolors. I'm going to try this. Let me talk to, Stelfreeze and Bisley and, all of his art heroes and try to glean some information, from them and then apply it to his own art. So he's actively trying to learn more, which is interesting to see. I mean, to me, it looks beautiful nonetheless, but he'll say, well, I didn't like this and I don't like that. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? This is amazing.
Yeah.
But he keeps getting better.
Great. Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, I want to see him paint more. I love the lighting on this piece.
Yeah. Those little glint on the eyes are freaking perfect. And that little dot of white on the tip of his nose. It's so classic.
These are acrylics. James is asking.
I think if Finch ever took a commission list for a 9x12 painted bus, he'd probably do rather well if he had the time for him.
Well, a few
He'd be
years
busy
ago,
until forever, right?
well, yeah,
Yeah.
he did take a few, and
Yeah.
he's done all of them except for mine.
He's putting the most time into yours, Jason.
Yeah, it's worth waiting for.
Of course.
Yeah, actually, I commissioned him last weekend to do a piece for me, but he only got halfway through it before we had to leave. So we'll see at Heroes if it gets done.
Sweet.
Now
If it is, show
he'll
it to
never
me.
finish it. Yeah, he'll never finish it, Jay, because you're complaining so much.
No, I don't like to complain.
Knock it off.
I'm just excited.
And agreed, Michael. It is a crazy piece. And Jason
How-
D'Ambrosio regrets not getting on that list.
How frequently does he open up this commission list, Jay? And how quickly does it fill up? Is it almost instantaneous within a couple hours?
Well, the painted one was 3 or 4 years ago, where he's like, "Listen, I want to test out my painting skills.
Yeah.
Let's take 5 names."
Yeah.
And it filled up pretty quickly. And then, he did everyone's except for mine's over the time frame. I think 1 or 2 might have made, they made covers out of them.
Right.
But they're really cool. He just wanted to experiment and, see what it can do.
That's pretty dang cool.
But he seems to have progressed quite a bit over the last few years. I don't know if you saw his last Battle Beast cover that that just got published. It's pretty awesome.
No.
I'll check it out. Somebody's got a
Alright.
question for you, Jay. Who do I email for an
What
issue
not
with an order?
question?
Yeah.
You can email me. An old order. Just email Jason at Essential Sequential, and I'll take a look. I think Brian Stelfrey is still owed 1 or 2 things that we're trying to get people square on, but I'm assuming that was what the issue was. But yeah, toss me a line, maybe tomorrow, and we'll get it squared away.
Sounds good. Now here's a Walking Dead cover. We've seen a few of these at OAX.
Wow.
First couple auctions. They're spectacular in person. So this is from issue 107, priced at $4,500. There's Negan there, Rick.
Remember when Walking Dead was everywhere?
I do.
Is it less everywhere now?
Yeah, a
Is it
little bit.
not as much everywhere?
The comic's done. The show has splintered into sub shows and things. Who would have thought that Rick was holding the whole thing together? But he was.
Wow, that's great. Look how much ink and detail that he puts on. I'm exhausted just looking at it. Is this an alternate cover, Jay?
These are for like the deluxe. It's like Walking Dead Deluxe or something.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think it's like a retelling of certain stories. So
Gotcha.
he's conscribed or hired, contracted to do, I think, like 200 of these things.
Wow.
Wait,
Well,
did I hear that number right?
Yep.
Some Skybound asked Dave to do 200 X of these covers?
Yep. I think he's on 130 or so, 125, 130 so far. So he's been
slacking, is what you're saying.
all right. He's
Yeah.
got some work to do, but he's got some job security, though. That's my goodness. Oh man. Well, this one's $4,500, everybody. Lot 17, and we only have one more Finch to look at, I think. Right, the Striker piece
Yeah.
on 9x12.
Oh, that's cool. Is this recent-ish, Jay?
Yeah, I think this was a leftover from last season, and I got negative 5 nerd points as I forgot who the character was. So I was like, Dave, who is this? I don't recall. So he's like, oh, dude, that's Stryker from Cyberforce. I'm like, oh yeah, that's
Right.
Stryker.
You had to lash yourself 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, I felt some shame, but
It's so interesting to see his growth as sort of a mark maker. to see that that older Cyber Force page compared to this one, like stuff that he does now. Yeah, it's just so much more sophisticated, especially with his inks. I mean, not to say anything about his painting, but his inking is so much better.
Well, he's grown a lot. I mean, he was in his 20s when he was doing the original
Don't
run.
tell me that, man.
Yeah.
Don't tell me he was successful in his 20s. Yuck.
I mean, he might
took
not
the
be.
world by storm. You know, I think when he started, it was just his work was so engaging and striking. I feel, and it was. I regret not, running over and picking up pieces from him in the early days of seeing him in the corner over there at San Diego or whatever. But he's always had like a really strong presence. But you're right, this piece is fantastic, and I love seeing all the pieces that he gets done at shows, because I'll track stuff on social media quite a bit, and the stuff that gets posted at CAF, and his work just keeps getting better.
Absolutely.
All right, well, this is our last Finch of the evening, lot 18. We're going to switch over to Cully actually next, and I think we got 4 pieces from Cully. This first one is a DPS from Superman Truth Special Issue 1, pages 20 and 21. Priced at $1,000. Nice image of Superman there.
Mm-hmm.
With Ma and Pa Kent on the farm.
I can see that center seam going right through the middle of that. I'd be concerned about printing it. Like I've done my fair share of like double page spreads where stupidly I put the image right down the center, right where the staple is, right where the seams are. And I have yet to learn my lesson. I've learned it more in recent times, but when I saw this page, I'm like, oh, please don't let that seam go right down the middle of his body. And woof, it didn't. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that would be tough to have to go back and redraw a DPS because the editorial didn't like where the staple was going to fall.
Right. Beautiful page, though.
Yeah,
Cully's
definitely
good on the composition.
He is, and this next one's pretty striking too. This was lot 19, and lot 20 is a MODOK cover.
Oh, right on.
Look at that, issue 1.
I pulled this for Kazra because I know he's a MODOK fan. So
this is what is it? The cover to Head Games issue 1, priced at $2,000. Yeah, that's
what else can you want in the cover?
Right. No, you can't ask for anything more than that.
That's what I said.
Cully does this thing where he leaves he actively leaves the strokes of the marker or whatever it is, the rendering that he does inside the drawing. It's kind of JC Leyendecker-ish, which I've always appreciated in his work. You'll see it, and he never fills in the black areas completely clean. It's a nice touch. Really, really nice touch.
Like Stingray says, the cowlick sells it, and
agree. Agree.
And that's true. The AIM agents. I love the fact that they're silhouette in the front. I mean, so again, the lighting on this thing is cool. Very nice piece. We don't get MODOK on a lot of comic book covers these days. So.
He doesn't make enough units.
Rare appearance.
Yeah, he's not a big a fan favorite.
Yeah,
well, you never know. But
depending on the fan, right?
Exactly. Alfalfa. It does kind of have that feel. That's all right, though. What is next? We have a sketch cover. Here we go. This is, again, by Cully. Lot 21.
Wow.
$350 Batman wraparound sketch cover.
We were just talking about sketch covers.
We were. So is this something that he might have done recently to show that you both were at?
Yeah, this was done last weekend in Dallas as a sample for CGC. So I needed a few samples. Hey, you got some time? Do a nice one. So
that is a nice one. Holy cow, his rendering is on point. He kind of knows how to draw, Jay. Is what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah, he's he's got some skill.
He's a good artist. This one.
And then what is the next one? The next one is a Superman piece. So 9x12. Was this done last weekend too?
No, this one I think was floating around the portfolio.
Yeah, it's it's that, what do you call it? 52, new 52 Superman costume, right? You can tell by the trunkless version in that specific belt.
Oh, is that the?
He has the high
The
collar
indicator?
with the little cut in the neck. He's got the belt that's very, for the lack of a better descriptive, like the very Jim Lee-ish. And then he doesn't have any trunks on the outside of his pants. But it
Oh,
has
that's
to be
right.
new.
Oh, that's right.
Did we leave the R out of Stryker's name? Seamus? Maybe we did. That'd be a typo on my part. Since I had typed everything
That's why we didn't
afterward.
sell it.
Yeah, and
That's
I
why
did.
it's an art
You
show, not a spelling show.
know,
Take
and
it easy, you guys.
I did notice there's a piece coming up with the word vengeance in it, and I've got Word open where I typed it, and it's spelled wrong there. But I did go back and look, Jason, and you misspelled it first. So I'm not, but I'll take credit for it. But I left the A out after you did. But Stryker, I'm sure you got you had the R in there.
That could be. Cully will be in San Diego, by the way. So
That's cool.
Very good. There
Bobby
you go.
was asking. Yeah, I'm trying not to think about San Diego at the moment, but
Yeah,
that's coming up soon.
All right, now this one, that was the last piece by Cully. We only have one Klaus piece in here, and it's penciled by Mr. Jurgens. So this is lot 23.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is from Thor Annual 1, page 21, priced at $400. Got 4 very nice panels with the Thunder God in it.
Yeah, I should have picked some more from Klaus. It was just, I guess I got sidetracked and had this one handy. And I was like, this just looked like a cool page.
So wait, it was done by Dan Jurgens.
Yep, he did the pencils.
Yeah. Holy cow. That looks so cool.
It is a nice page. I love their run. Dan's fun. He's a good guy.
What year was this?
This was.
Do you know?
Let's see.
It's a Thor annual, so Thor annual #1. No, that can't be true. That can't be true.
Yeah, well, what year would that have been?
Doesn't say it on the back.
No,
It's got to be in the 90s, though.
I was gonna say it's either late 90s or very early 2000s, but
Yeah. Very
about
cool.
the time I started collecting OA, so I was too busy picking up. I could have picked something up like this or a Century page, and I remember picking up like a page from Century 1 by Jay Lee.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, very nice page. Alberto, Alberto's trying to. You're a pusher. I got enough pushers in my life, Alberto. I want to see some of the pages Jason didn't bring from Thor that Klaus inked. So yes, he and I'll have a talk. If I ever get to New Jersey, Jason, I expect a tour and to see all of Klaus's work. Thor.
Come on by.
I will.
He's so dang versatile as an inker. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't tell me this was, he almost disappears in this image because, I mean, he's definitely got a signature to the way he inks. But on my best day, that Thor hand in the upper left hand, that first bit on panel 1, I would have never guessed that that's a Klaus Jensen drawing. Holy cow! Looks great.
Agreed. So this one's still available at $23, $400. Marcus, I had 2 Century pieces and I sold them both. I had a cover to, I think, issue 3 with Spider-Man on it, and an interior to issue 1. Believe it or not, don't have either of them. So that was the only Klaus piece. Dave Johnson, I think, has a couple pieces.
What is that for? Batman
This
Evolution.
is an older piece too, I think, right?
Yep.
Batman Evolution #1, priced at $2,500.
I'm surprised I still have this one. It's a great Batman cover from Dave.
Dave has eras in my mind. He has the Dave Johnson of the swirly like tendril thing that he used to put on all his covers. And that sounds appropriate for when you guys said it. How far back? What year is this, Jay?
2001.
There you go. That sounds right. And the swirly tendril era of Dave's art.
Swirly.
Yeah, his compositions are so perfect. I mean,
Agree.
this is a square format. It's tough to do, something dramatic and dynamic in it, but this thing just
Yeah.
works so damn well.
It does. It's ready for framing too. Look at that thing.
Yeah. Stingray says
Does-
the Thor page is probably from the 1999 annual. So we were right. We were in the right spot, Jason.
Okay. Yeah. Not too far off.
Hey, look, Jay, he actually wrote the title of this one. You were lying earlier when you said he didn't.
Yeah. The early Dave, I guess, used to write the title.
Early Dave?
Well, I think
Now-
this other one's a little more modern. I'll see if he wrote it on this one. So no, he did not. Look,
He did
it's
not.
blank as
Oh,
can
wow.
be. Captain
That's
Marvel
see what
43 cover.
you're spot on, Bill, when you said like his composition.
Yeah,
Look at
no,
that.
he's a master. I mean, he could write a book on cover composition. I mean, Howard Chaykin has said it. I've interviewed Howard a few times, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
feels Dave is probably one of the best cover designers out there today because
Yeah.
his compositions are just so damn solid and well thought out, and it seems to just flow so naturally out of his work.
Yeah. And he's
He is
using what
amazing.
year is this, Dave? Or what year is this, Jay?
This one was, I think, last year. I think
Okay.
24,
Yeah.
23.
He's using that brush pen that he loves on this image now.
Yeah, this was also a variant for the 60th anniversary for.
Oh, right on.
So
He's got that newer Dave Johnson signature now. There's just little things that are a giveaway for like what era he's working in. But definitely the way it's inked is coming out of that Faber-Castell felt tip brush pen. Looks good.
It does.
Yeah.
This one's $2,500, lot 25. Now we have one piece from Andy Kubert, and that is from, let's see, Superman issue 11, page 11.
Oh, jeez, Louise, that's so good.
Isn't it, I love just zooming in down to the boots. It's great storytelling. This is a beautiful piece.
4 simple, straightforward panels. Holy cow. What year, Jay?
this was 21, I think.
Okay, so recent-ish.
2021. Yeah, so these were first released at Walmart. I don't know if you knew.
Mm-mm.
You know, they had a limited run that they were trying this new idea out. And it was a compilation of, I guess, different stories from, some of these top creators. The problem was that it wasn't selling because nobody can find them. And
Right.
Walmart really wasn't
Right.
a good outlet, I think, for comics. So I think they're re-releasing these in stores, and it's found a new life.
Oh, good. Are they doing anything new? Are they recoloring or anything like that? Or
I think put
just
some new
like-
covers and stuff on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great story. Tom King did
It's
an
worth-
amazing
yeah.
job.
That's great. Great shots all around.
Agreed. So this one's $850, lot 26. It's 11 by 17. I didn't put the sizes on the pieces. I assumed were 11 by 17, which
Yep.
were most of the published stuff. If anything's not 11 by 17, let me know because I left that off.
Yep.
Well, then where are we going to from here? Anthony Marquez. So Space Ghost 7 cover. I would assume this is a Dynamite
Yes.
piece. Yeah.
From Dynamite. Who doesn't
Oh,
love
I
Space
didn't-
Ghost?
I didn't know that you were repping Marquez now, Jay. That's
Yeah,
cool.
Anthony came on last season. This is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah. Yeah. Must have it. Why is he hanging out with you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's because he's local. He's a Jersey guy. So
Okay. So he doesn't know you yet. He'll eventually learn all about you. Eventually. I gotcha.
he'll get there. But he also runs the Kubert School.
Oh, right on. Okay.
So he's got like 5 different hats that he wears, and then he owns a
Wow.
comic book store, and then he's a comic book artist. I don't know how he quite does it all, but he does.
Not enough time in the day, man. This looks great. Super simple.
Yeah, definitely. Was Anthony at Heroes last year?
He was not, but he will be here this year with us.
Oh, cool. Because I don't
So,
think I've met him before.
Yeah, come by and say hello. He's
I
a
will.
super nice guy.
Those speed lines look laborious as heck. Holy mackerel, respect.
All right, I guess we hit 100 thumbs up. Thank you to everybody for doing that.
Thank you, everybody. That's
We
awesome.
do have 166 people watching right now, so there's 66 more of you to go.
Yeah, yeah. Let's try to
Everybody keep
get
doing that.
all. Let's try to get through 166.
I'd like that.
Jason
that
sends
one.
out original art to every single one of you if we hit that number.
Of his own creation.
Yeah, Jason's drawing all of them. To be fair, to be clear, he draws a mean Bart Simpson.
Oh yeah. Well, the truth matters. I just don't want to make you guys look bad with my super talent. So.
All right. Well, we are. The next piece is the one with the misspelled vengeance on it. This is we've got a couple pieces here by Justin Mason. So this lot 28 is a Spirits of Vengeance. Oh, look at that! It actually, my daughter
spelled it right.
My daughter spelled it right. I have it wrong in Word here. So she when she put it into Photoshop, either it corrected it for her or she just is smart and fixed it for me. Anyway, so this is the cover to Spirits of Vengeance #2, priced at $2,500. And I mean, talk about speed lines, Eric.
Yikes!
Yeah, this and all the details in the chain, the fire, man. That's
and there's like, what do you call it? There's that splatter that they're toothbrushing in there potentially too. This takes so much work. I'm exhausted just looking at it in the best way possible. Respectfully, commendably, I'm exhausted looking at it. Jay, do you have the original sitting in front of you? Is the blue line printed and then inked on top?
Correct.
Yeah, that's nice. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a great one. I was tempted to get this one myself.
How recent?
Within the last 2-3 years.
Okay.
See.
Tell me, Justin. I don't know them, so forgive me. Right? It's been, like I said, it's been a while since I've hung out at the tables and gone to a show with you. Tell me that they're like in their mid-20s. Tell me that they're young, so I don't feel bad about myself. Because this amount of work that goes into an image like this, it has to be like somebody who can still do 200 push-ups without breaking a sweat.
Or hasn't realized they could take shortcuts here or there and get a similar quality, right?
I say this respectfully, Justin. Calm down. Calm down, Justin.
No, this was 2024 was when this one was out. So.
Yeah, Marcus is saying it right. It's still like you can just tell when people are just still in that space of like, I'm gonna draw everything, and that's pretty awesome.
It is.
Wow.
It is beautiful.
Well done, Jay. Well done, Justin.
Yeah.
Young and great, says George Hodge. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, where are we going to from here? Lot 29 is a pencil commission by Justin for $500.
That's interesting.
Spidey, 11 by 17.
I'm surprised that they didn't ink it.
I thought it was kind of Bagley-esque.
I can see it. Yeah,
he's doing the same thing with the webbing that he was doing with Ghost Rider's chain in the last piece too.
Well, he's not taking any days off when it comes to like adding detail. These young kids, yeesh.
Got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Except excel at art, Well done.
Exactly. And this next one's a color piece by Justin as well. So this is King Spawn commission on 7 by 10.
Yep, he just did this last weekend in Phoenix.
They were at the table in Phoenix, Jay.
Yep. It was funny. He one of the Spawn editors was there, and he was wanting to go out and introduce himself, and I guess he was a little shy, so he did a few pieces to bring over there to show him what he can do. So this was one of them.
Hey, there's a claim on this one.
Yes, there is. Thank you, Jay Morgan.
So much.
Thank you. Claim for this one was a Jay Morgan.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
And a reminder, everybody will be emailing Jason at essentialsequential.com at the end of the show. Let him know which lots you've picked up. And again, if you have any questions about any of the unclaimed stuff, you can email him as well. talk through some things, and happy to field questions that you may have.
Or just complain at him. He doesn't feel comfortable if you're too complimentary. Just complain at Jay.
That's what I do best.
I saw in your signature file in the last email, it did say customer service on it right there. You're in, head of.
Did it really say customer service?
It did. I'm making that one up. I imagine there's somebody else in charge of customer service.
I was going to say, God bless Mo for putting that in last minute. Being like,
yeah, I don't think, unless someone snuck that in there.
No, not at all. I just I got to add a little levity here or there while we're doing this. But thank you, Jay Morgan, for picking this piece up. We have 17 more pieces to look at. We have one piece here from Eduardo. This is a poison ivy.
oh wow!
9
what
by
is
12.
That?
Was this something done for fun, I imagine?
Yeah, Eduardo came over. He's another Brazilian artist that's buddies with Rafa.
Yeah, they sat with us for the first time at that show that I saw Raph at. Yeah,
that's right. So he does these really cute kind of chibi pieces, and
so adorable.
I just figured to put that one in there for the fun of it.
Yeah, it has a very animated quality. You're right, Marcus.
Yeah, you got a question in chat, Jay, in regards to mobile version of the site. They're having issues with it, so.
Oh, yeah, I could take a look. There shouldn't be any problems, but send me a screenshot. I can forward. That's another reason why I need to get this new site kind of up and running. WordPress
send a screenshot of the site, just to be clear.
Yeah,
and not of like a angry face with a middle finger because Jason's stuff isn't working.
How you feel right now when the site's not doing what you want.
Yeah.
All right, now we're moving to a set of pieces by Matteo. Actually, I think there's quite a few. I think maybe 10, maybe even 11 pieces by Matteo. Let's see here. What was
trying a little too hard with 10, Matteo? Thank you very much. We don't need 10.
It was just easy. It was in front of me. It's like, let's just take these and get this done.
Yeah, so we start off with a Deadpool team up from page from issue 863. Jason, you got that one in your hand?
I do.
All right, let's swing over to you for a second. We haven't seen you in a while.
It's an early, one of Mateo's first jobs. So his, it's changed a whole bunch over the last few years.
But I mean, for a Mateo piece at that price point, that ain't too
exactly.
Shabby. Yeah.
They're super cheap. And you get Deadpool, being Deadpool.
And he's got what? That's still traditionally inked. No, Mateo's never took his foot off the pedal when it comes to like inking things with like whatever that black magic that he uses as far as ink is concerned.
Yeah, that's right. Great. Yep, penciled and inked from Mateo.
All right, good. This is lot 32 at $150. And what do we have? Lot 33 was that Incorruptible cover, issue 24, affordably priced at $600 as well.
What year is this? Because he's using his new signature now. And this is all pencil, Jay?
No, pencils and inks.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is a boom book, I think. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just an earlier work and inexpensive cover. I was trying to get an eclectic covers in here.
Yeah. Wow, I would have never thought this was inked at all. Still traditionally inked. Actually, I can tell what era it is because he's still doing that little splatter. A little splatter in the right-hand side of the page. Hold on.
Yeah. When he used to come and do conventions with us, we set up a little spot for him to work in my house. And when we're moving to our new place, we noticed all the splatter underneath the desk.
You didn't know you needed to put a mat down, or put something, some tape some newspapers to the wall beside there. So there was a question I see from Superhero: is lot 28 inks only? That was the Spirits of Vengeance cover. I think it was digitally prelimbed out, printed on the board, and then it was inked.
Yep.
So that is correct, Superhero.
Yep. Ink over blue line.
Yep. And
Cool.
where are we going to from here? Lot 34. It's a prelim to Batman White Knight. I wasn't sure which page it was from, but this one's priced at $250.
Yep, that was a
An 8.
cover prelim.
It was a
Yeah.
cover prelim. Oh, that's right. I think it said TPB, didn't it? It was trade paperback cover. Maybe?
No, I'm not sure. I think it was an alternate. So
Okay.
what Mattel usually does is layouts 2 or 3 different options for the editor to pick, and then goes with whatever they decide.
Are these full? Oh yeah, it is. It's a full 8.5 by 11. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Marcus is asking what blue line is. It's the process of like drawing something in digital and then printing it out onto a board and inking on top of that.
Marcus knows what blue line is. He's just trying to get us to get into a long, drawn-out conversation on the merits or lack of merits on blue lines. But that's okay. This is a different kind of blue line. As I've always said, blue lines that are done by the person who's inking them, or that's. I mean, there's so many artists that work that way. It's just how things are today.
Yeah.
I always use John Phillips as a great reference. He's been doing it for over 10 years that way.
Sure.
So it's it is Marcus invented blue lines. I like to think that, James. All right, so lot 34 still available. Now, where are we at with lot 35? I think we have a couple pages from Batman One Bad Day. So this is from, it has the wrong description on it. Okay, well, but it has the right price, thank goodness. So this is Batman One Bad Day. This is issue 1, page 47.
And it's 11 by 17.
And it is 11 by 17. I apologize. Emma gets 1 demerit for that one. She's well, it evens out. She spelled vengeance right, but she got the wrong. She didn't replace the description here. All right.
Now
this
is recent-ish, right? Past 3-4 years or so.
Yeah, I think this is 21, 22, something like that.
Yeah. Looks good.
But Jason had a question. The prelims are on a copy paper. It's not tracing paper or vellum. It's almost like a regular copy paper, I think.
All right. So again, this is from Batman One Bad Day, issue 1, page 47, priced at $650, lot 35. And I might as well show the other one, and let's hope that Emma got the title right on here. Yeah, there we go. So this is page 50, and it's priced at $550.
Great looking page.
Very cool. Batman, Robin getting bitch slapped.
Bill, I need you to erase the part where I said this is a great looking page, because I don't ever want Mateo to hear that I gave him a compliment.
It isn't going to be a love fest when you guys are at OAX to complimenting one another, but
just bleep it out.
Okay, all right, I can do that actually.
Yeah.
I'm making a note here at the 1 hour and 47, and 50 seconds.
He'll never let me live it down that I complimented his work. This is great.
Yeah, very nice. So that again, Batman One Bad Day, issue 1, page 50, and 47 was the previous one. Now this next piece is a cover prelim to Penthouse Comics issue 2. Don't get your hopes up, ladies and gentlemen. This is a vampire piece. Again, 8.5 by 11.5, $200 on this one.
Wait, why is he inked this? I mean, he did the wash on top of this, right, Jay? You have it sitting in front of you. Can we see the original? Do you have it? Come on, camera.
What's going on here?
Never mind. You had one job, camera.
Let me try this now.
There it is.
Hey, look at that! Wow.
How did you?
You look clearer now than you have throughout the entire show, Jason.
I know. Go back to blue. That looks great. That looks great.
Post-it note. Yeah, that's beautiful.
There's a claim for it.
Is there?
Yes. Go ahead and highlight that.
Is that for Jason?
Yes, it is. Jason D. Thank you very much. Who will not be at Heroes to pick that one up, but he lives close enough to you to get it.
That's true.
You see what happened? You unblurred your camera and immediately sold the piece. You should do that more often, pal.
Can we go back and start over again?
Yeah, well, we're going to recap, so we'll go quick through it. But Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Oh man. All right. So next up, let's see here. It is well here, let me the right one. There we go. That is another cover prelim. Absolute Carnage Weapon X cover. I thought I had pulled the actual published cover, but this is pretty close to it as this prelim goes. It is right in line with the way the finished piece looked. This is only $50. The most affordable piece we have this evening. Lot
What
38.
I like is that you kind of did a whole sort of smorgasbord of different selections, Jason. Well done. From finished pieces to sketch covers to, prelim stuff that's going for $50. Well done.
Thanks. We're trying to, make it so that everyone can get something.
Yeah.
I didn't know what everyone would like. Do you guys like the inexpensive stuff? You like the?
It sounds like Jay Morgan just claimed it. It just seems like everybody's into like different offerings. So that's great.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
But Mateo, though, come on, you guys.
I mean, it'd be nice if we could sell one of those expensive ones.
Exactly. But we do have another prelim here for lot 39. And this is, I know it says Star Wars at the top, but it does say in the note below that it's from Darth Vader. I wrote issue 1. I don't know, is that a 1 on there?
Yeah. So apparently it was a variant, for Darth Vader #1 featuring Darth Maul. If that makes sense.
It's Star Wars, so it definitely makes sense. Show the sketch cards. That's going to be another show, Marcus.
Yeah, we can preview some later. If you buy something, then we'll show you.
That's right. Hey.
There it is. There it is.
I think that's
thank you, Lori.
It says Lori. I think it might be Michael Wygant or both. They tend to make purchasing decisions jointly. So thank you both.
Thank you. Yes.
That's awesome that you have like a consistent community, Bill, that shows up and that come in and shows their support, man. That's cool.
We've we're like at 5 years of doing this, so a very loyal group that loves to hang out, listen to artists talk art, and even myself and Jason sometimes talk about how much we like looking at art too.
Yeah. And to be fair, they like cameras that are not blurry all the time, right, Jay?
Well, that way you don't have to see my face clearly.
But they would like to see the art from time to time, right? Okay.
Indeed, they do. Oh man! All right, so lot 40 is next. I thought about picking this one up myself, but I think somebody's going to get this one. But Wolverine and Domino, it's on 8.5 by 11.5, $200. Look at that! How cool is that one, Erica? You probably want to have this one.
Me?
Oh, yeah. What about you?
Well, what do you? Oh, Mateo could never know that I bought it from him.
Oh, wait a minute. Jason Wood wrote it out ahead of Jay Morgan. I'm sorry. I didn't see the lot number. Jason, you typed far more than you needed to. A plain 40 would have been enough, but congratulations, sir.
Jason Wood, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate your consistent support. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, and even Jason D tried to get Jason D. You've got to hit that live button, my friend. That'll bring you up to current speed. D'Ambrosio is swearing right now and punching the wall, I think. So
I thought Jason lost it there because Morgan's popped up on mine, and then Jason.
Yep. We didn't see the number though, but keep in mind since the stream started, Jason Wood had that thing locked and loaded already.
He's been waiting
earlier on.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that happens in StreamYard is that it ends up nesting the comments in the right order, thankfully, because it gets a little hairy when you have like 10 people wanting the same piece at the same time, because it doesn't order it right over on YouTube.
Interesting.
But here in the studio, you could have a comment come in and then one fall ahead of it in the so to get it right. So thank God it does that, because otherwise we'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So, but again, Jason Wood, thank you very much for doing that.
Thanks, Jason Wood.
Marcus, who's clearly 2 minutes behind everybody, is trying to claim it again, but sorry, Marcus, that has been claimed. And Alberto too. And there's no cap on it. Let's see. Lot 41. My daughter, I love her to pieces on this one. She did put a little bar over this woman's chest, and there's no reason for
God
it.
bless her.
Yep. But I actually have the thing queued up so we could see that how non-risque this piece was. But $150 on 8.5 by 11.5, and here I can hide the slide and show you what my daughter did not want you to see. Look at that. They're just two little squares.
2 little dots.
Yep.
Little nips.
Yep.
I'm offended, especially the way you said it right now, Jason. Just generally, it was okay. We're just seeing dots. The moment you said nips, we're gonna get in trouble.
Is that gonna get flagged now? Because
Well, what do you call it? I'm just gonna get demonetized like you wouldn't believe.
Looter. I was that in the chat before. Thank you, Jerry. Florida laws. Yeah.
Well,
Down here.
well, the funny part is, if you go back to it, go back to the censored one.
Yes, I will. I'm sorry. There we go. Yep.
She didn't censor the tidbits
Jason.
below.
No, she didn't. Interesting.
Quit
If I use a
bringing
bar,
it up.
put my face on it.
Quit
Oh, for God's sakes! Don't give my kids any ideas.
Sorry.
They might actually do that sometime. But all right. Well, so there you have it. So we have a nude sketch by Mateo. Is this the last piece by Mateo?
I think that was the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because Stelfreeze is next, and then Tim Townsend. Jason Wood, you were waiting all night for it. We know. We saw that you were ready. You were poised, ready to strike at the beginning of the show. Bushy and brushy. Thank you, Marcus. You're so observant. Oh man. All right. So lot 41 still available. I might just buy this for my daughter, Emma. You never know. But lot 42, switching over to Mr. Stelfreeze. This Domino 2-3 page 20 piece, priced at $500. This is just so nice. Brian's, we think of Brian as kind of a, I don't want to say a pinup artist, but I think of his commission work almost before I think of his published work, because he just does such fantastic work at shows. And then you see something like this and you just realize that, how great he is at composition. And I just think this page is beautiful. It really is. I love the way he's handled the the interior of whatever the space is, because I haven't read this book, but very nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Even D'Ambrosio is tempted. It is. I mean, it's a great piece.
We like to tempt.
Keep thinking about it, Jason. You did miss out on that last, that Wolverine and Domino commission. So this one is still available. Lot 42, $500. Then I thought these were fun. Some vintage kind of Catwoman designs on 12.5 by 10.5. It looks like on animation paper, potentially.
Yeah, it was a licensing art, so I'm not sure exactly what they used it for, but I know Brian did like Warner Brothers mugs and all kinds of different items.
Oh, Maki Poo Poo has claimed this one. Awesome.
Maki Poo Poo.
Well, you got a good one. I thought this was cool. I saw that, and I always my favorite artist from that era is like Lee Elias, and I see this and I see Brian's like it's Brian's style, but he's like incorporating some of that classic ink work from that era. So Tony, unfortunately, did I miss something? Oh my gosh, Jill Loudon. Sorry. Oh my gosh, it went right off my screen. I had to scroll up to see that. I'm sorry.
Jill got it.
Yeah, sorry, Maki Poo Poo, for saying that. No, everybody, my bad.
Oh, Maki Poo Poo.
Yeah, that's what you say that when you lost out on an opportunity. It's Maki Poo Poo.
Oh, Maki Poo Poo. Sorry, Maki Poo Poo.
Yep.
I just like
to quit saying it.
Yeah,
thank you,
I've actually got my screen a little bit smaller today because I've got so many windows open, and 10 comments pushed Jill's comment right out of my view. So I apologize, Jill.
Thank you, Jill. Sorry for the hiccup there, but really appreciate it.
Just a little bit too late there, Maki Poo Poo.
Exactly.
All right, Jason. Get out of here.
Yep. There's going to be a hashtag at some point. Yes. But thank you for everybody. And Marcus and Alberto lovingly put their claim chances in there late just to give everybody a little bit of, I don't know what you want to call that, spirited fun. So what do we got here? We got one more piece by Brian. and it's a color piece, painted piece. Agent X issue 11 cover, and it's a
Jeez
little oversized,
Louise.
right? It's 14 by 20.
Yes, it is a bit bigger. If you want
And
to,
you've got it in hand. So let me switch over to your camera there.
and it's
Still in focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I break a guy's nose, that's the first thing I want to do. Feel nice. I love it. Great. Again, back. Look at the composition on that. Love the bit.
Right.
The giant X in the
Right.
background. Yeah, this is awesome. She's got the car keys ready to rock and roll. Nice.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian doesn't paint like these anymore. He doesn't do these types.
Well, I saw one that he brought to OAX that was freaking incredible this past year.
But he did a Batman Last Halloween cover that we brought. I don't know if that was the one you're talking about.
Well, it's awesome, and I didn't get to see whatever the cover that was, but I don't get to see a lot of art at OAX. Anyway, this is a very nice piece, and it is priced at $2,000. We only have 3 pieces left to look at, and they are actually all from Wolverine Revenge. Pencils by Capullo and inks by Tim Townsend. So this first one is from issue 1, page 2.
Right.
Yep. An image you thought you'd never see, especially with Wolverine on it, but he seems to be having a good time. You can tell by the smile on his face in the second panel. This was priced at $2,500, and I read this issue today. It was fun. So it wasn't. I had read nothing about what the story was about, and I really enjoyed it. And you have it in hand, don't you?
Yeah, it's great. Super clean. Tim came out of retirement to work with Greg on this project.
I was going to say, Tim does not get enough credit inking over industry superstars. And the fact that he said, hey, I'll come out of retirement and start inking again for this particular project. Holy cow. Thank you, Tim.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing stuff. He freaking killed it.
Yeah, that is beautiful. I'll switch back over to the scan so you can see it, but yeah, I love that. That's very, very well done. And Tim, it's like you said, Eric, it's really nice to have Tim back and working. I mean, when I first started collecting, I learned a lot from Tim because he was collecting too. Jason, I'm sure you did as well back in the old Comic Art L days. Tim was just very vocal, talked a lot about the hobby, and of course got to work with a lot of talented pencilers. So he amassed an amazing collection and had an affinity for John Bernhardt and a knack for closing eBay auctions before they passed the first hour mark. That I think all of us envied and rivaled his powers of persuasion.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy cow! What a great craftsman.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he did, Joseph. Yeah, and your Kaiser's right. He did introduce us to Chris Stevens too.
Sure.
Yeah. Back when Chris only did tonal work. Yeah, that's very true. Both Floridians. All right, let's see. 2 more pieces from this run to look at. This next one has I know it has like some patch panels that we'll look at too. But
yes, that's here.
What does that mean?
There's a little patch on Wolverine's face, I think.
Is that what it was? Yeah, because here's like the second board.
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
So
that's cool.
I think also they did like a adult version, but there's like a red version or something. So some of the art is different on a few of the panels that are more adult themed or
like violent or
yeah.
Wow. The heck?
Yeah, wait till you see the next one, Eric. I don't know if there's a red version or it's just the red version.
Red band, that's right.
The red band, yeah. James says there was a red band for that one. Okay. Well, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that I'm so old? Is that a thing that they do now? They're like, let's do the ultra violent version. That's crazy.
Well, I thought it was weird because I did read issue 2 online today as well, and issue
Yeah.
2, the version I read had, was this one that we're looking at right here. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the version with the patch panels on it, and now that makes perfect sense why they did that.
Yeesh. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than Wolverine and Sabretooth. I mean,
Nope.
Yeah.
And
That's a
I mean,
classic.
and this is $6,500. So this next piece though, here it's a little bit more pricey, but if there's children in the room, maybe you don't want them to see this, but
Orla.
but here you go. Look at that.
Oh, jeez. Look
He
at
is
that page.
he is sliced and diced Sabretooth beyond repair, I believe.
it's a Mackie Poo Poo.
Knock it off.
What's it like
Look
looking
how-
at that, Jason? I mean,
Dude.
there's a lot of gore in that one.
Yeah,
There's
there's a lot
so
to
much
unpack.
great inking in this
Right,
image.
It's so clean. Here, I'll switch
It
over
is
to
so nice.
Jason here. Let's
Yeah,
see.
Tim just did an amazing job on this.
Wow. Wait, did they print the black border around it, or
Oh, that I don't know. But
and is
doesn't
that a
get better.
standard 11 by 17,
Yeah.
Jay, or
Yeah,
smaller?
No, it's
Bigger.
11 by 17.
Holy cow! Look how matte
Walk it off.
black
It's
that
kind of in the
ink
shape
is.
of a heart. His corpse.
Yeah, he loves being killed.
That's true. Well, he's in 2 pieces.
I thought it was 3, right? Isn't he like split down the middle and he's missing an arm? I don't know. I can't tell, but it's pretty bad.
That's violent.
Yeah,
That's
that
too
is.
much, you guys.
He's
I
the
can't
best at
watch
what he
this.
does.
I can't look at
That's
this.
so true.
I can't sleep.
Right. Yeah, this is gonna give you nightmares.
Looks great
Oh,
though. So
it does.
professional. There's just there are few people that come to mind, and luckily I get to sit with a handful of them at shows in between Klaus and Tim, who ink like demons, who just know how to make something looks ultra polished and really professional and print ready. This looks great.
Everybody's offering their medical advice. Duct tape will work. He could heal. I don't know. I mean, if you take the pieces and throw them different areas, I don't think he can heal from that. But you never know. You never know. It's supposed to kind of after an apocalypse.
Eventually
right?
he'll heal.
Oh man. All right. Well, there you have it. So we can recap stuff really quick to remind everybody what's still available. And I would say, I know that a lot of people watch the show after the fact. So anything that isn't claimed this evening while we were live, you can shoot an email. Let me highlight it again so everybody remembers how to get in touch with Jason. It's jason@essentialsequential.com. If you claimed anything, you're going to be emailing him to square everything up with him. But if you see anything that did not sell before it hits the website, and it sounds like Jason's might be holding some stuff back until the new website is ready. Talk to the man. He can square you away with any of the pieces that are still available.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be at Heroes, I can just deliver it over there. Just let me know. Otherwise, we'll probably mail it out, hopefully by Monday.
There you go. All right. Well, let's run through these really quickly here. So lot number 1 still available from Raphael Albuquerque. This is that Hit Girl #1 cover, priced at $1,600. Lee picked up lot number 2, so that one is taken. Lot number 3 is available from Mahmoud. This is covered at Thunderbolts 1, priced at $3,000, and it's fantastic. Love that one. Then let's see, lot 4 was still available. That was that Akira painting, priced at $250. And then lots 5 and 6 went to Bada Boom and Dan Goodwin. So we can go over to lot 7. And let's see, lot 7 was the Alice in Wonderland, priced at $350. All that lace work that Eric did on it, just absolutely stunning. Then lot 8 was the Evil Queen, $300. And what is that? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed Dan Goodwin, because when I start looking at the slides, somebody's gonna have to yell at me. Even Kazra sent me a text here, but we have a claim from Mr. Goodwin with lot 29. That was that Justin Mason Spider-Man pencil piece. It was beautiful. Thank you, Dan. I'll write that one down. Yeah. So usually when we do the dueling dealers, I have a spotter, and so when I'm looking at the slides, they can look at the chat for me. But thank you, Dan. So let me get back to this. So again, lot 8, $300, the Evil Queen. Then we have lot number 9. That was the Goblin King commission style piece. This is on 11 by 14, priced at $850. I love the red on this thing, Eric, because
Thank
it's
you.
just a nice touch. I mean, something
Appreciate
that
it.
it stands out. You know, I mean,
Thanks, man.
it really does. I love it.
Appreciate it.
Then we have the bullet riddled Lobo that we could not find your signature, but we know it's in there somewhere.
It's in there. I promise. Or who knows? I could be lying. It might not be in there.
And then what was this? The lot 11, the Absolute Batman Commission on 9 by 12, priced at $600. And then the equally stunning straight up Batman with the red background, which is very, very hot. This one's on 9 by 12, priced at $600. Then we go over to the Finch Works. This is the Trinity cover to issue 13, priced at $2,500. Then the Hobgoblin Commission, lot 14, priced at $750. Lot 15 is that Cyberforce page that was unearthed by David not too long ago to issue 19, page 18, priced at $1,000. Then the color Bizarro Superman, $2,000 on lot 16. We want to see David do a lot more of these. And the Walking Dead cover from 107, I saw somebody said that they are reprinting them all, and David's work is gracing the covers of those. So now we know what they're being used for. This one's $4,500, and then Striker, still misspelled. This one's on 9 by 12, priced at $650. Lot 18. We got here. We got the DPS from Cully, Superman Truth, $1,000, and the MODOK #1 cover, Head Games, priced at $2,000. And then a couple commission type pieces of Batman sketch cover here, lot 21, $350 from Cully, and Superman commission, lot 22 at $350 as well. The Klaus Thor annual page, Dan Jurgens pencils, $400 on that one. And then over to Dave Johnson, Batman Evolution 1 cover, priced at $2,500, and the Captain Marvel 43 cover also priced at $2,500. Only Andy Kubert piece tonight, priced at $850 from Superman 11, page 11, lot 26. And the only Dynamite artwork of the evening, Space Ghost 7 cover, $950 from Anthony Marquez. And what do we got? 28 was the Spirits of Vengeance cover, $2,500 from Justin Mason. Then skipping ahead because the other two pieces by Justin did sell. This was the that piece by Eduardo, Poison Ivy commission, $200. Then the Mateo Deadpool page, which was early in his career, priced at $150. And the Incorruptible cover to issue 24, priced at $600. And 34 was the cover prelim to a Batman White Knight.
There's a question from Jewish Dragons. Could Jason confirm lot 33, the Incorruptible cover? Yes, it's traditional pencils and inks.
All right, I'll switch back over to that one. I mean, so much so that, Eric, you thought this was all pencils.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that question, Ian. Let's see here. So I was on lot 34, so we're gonna look at lot 35. This is not Batman White Knight. It is Batman One Bad Day, issue 1, page 47, priced at $650. And then from the same book, issue #1, page 50. This is lot 36, priced at $550. Then let's see, 37, 38, 39, and 40 all sold. So then we have the nude. I won't switch back to her. You know what her breasts look like. This one is priced at $150 by Mateo. Then we have, what was it? The Stelfreeze Domino page from issue 3, page 20. It's lot 42, priced at $500. Jill Loudon, Wonder Effin' Woman herself, picked up lot 43. So then we have lot 44 from Brian. This is priced at $2,000. The Agent X11 cover, oversized on, what was that, 14 by 20. And then we just had the pieces we just looked at. The Wolverine Revenge, issue 1, page 2, priced at $2,500. Issue 2, page 18, priced at $6,500 with the tamed down version right there. And then last but not least, the Sabretooth meeting a grisly end here. Issue 5, page 7 to Wolverine Revenge. This one's priced at $15,000. There you have it.
Not too shabby.
No, not too shabby at all. So please, anybody who has any questions, we would encourage you to email Jason after the show, jason@essentialsequential.com. See, Spinner Rack Rick is throwing an offer out on a piece that Eric is here. We usually don't take offers on non-dueling dealer shows, but if you want to handle that offline, Jason and Eric, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'll leave it to Jason.
What do we have it for?
That
$5 million.
Right.
That
It was at $550 actually, and Spinner Rack Rick is offering $500 on it. I
Yeah,
can pull it
sure.
back up. Yeah, that was lot 10. Don't mind everybody. No, that's cool. I'm fine with rolling with it. So lot 10 to Spinner Rack Rick for $500. But not bad. Congrats. Congrats to Eric as well. It's a great piece. Even if we don't know where you signed it, probably one of the bullet holes.
We'll figure it out. It's probably in his teeth somewhere.
I don't mind taking off. Some of them we can. Some of them, for the Capullo and Townsend art, Greg basically did all the pricing, so I don't think we can do anything there. But on the other stuff, it never hurts to ask. I don't mind anyway.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you can ask while we're wrapping things up here, or you're more than welcome to email Jason and throw your offers over that way too. And a reminder, throw this up on the screen one more time. Jason@essentialsequential.com is how you'll get in touch with him and square up your payments or send inquiries or, any general questions about Essential Sequential. It's all good.
Thank you, guys.
We got Spinner wanted the nude Mateo as well.
Does he? Did I miss that? Oh yeah, there it is, right there. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I get too busy talking, and I totally missed the claim there. The Incorruptible cover was $600, I think. I see Matt from Pop Sequentialism is asking about that one.
That one's
Yeah,
here.
I'm going to highlight that Spinner Rack Rick got lot 41. Thank you, Spinner Rack Rick. Where was the Incorruptible cover? I know, I just might as well pull it back on the screen. That was trying to figure the lot number on that one.
Number. Wait, I have it. I wrote it down somewhere.
It was 33. All right, that's why I went right by it. There we go. That one. So yeah, that was $600. I might as well hide this email address for that. But yeah.
Yeah, but if you guys can just create an account on my site, that way it'll have all your information so that I can just create postage right from the site. That'd be helpful as well.
Yep, you do that over at essentialsequential.com. Okay, well, I think we've got it. We made it.
That was
we made
great.
It to the end.
Wonderful marathon. Thank you for your time.
Hey, it's always fun getting to look at art, and we'll have to do a sketch card show or something similar to that in the future.
That'd be fun.
Jason.
Yeah,
Jason had a stack of sketch cards.
Yeah, we actually this book is just full of sketch cards from, not too many from Arthur, but I've got some from Finch, from Klaus, from Joyce, from Rod.
How many you got from Eric in there?
Eric has 0. There's some
They
Spellfreeze.
sold out so fast that they're not in there anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
Binders of sketch cards.
That looks great. That's cool.
Let's see.
Did you print your own stock for that, right, Jason?
Yeah, we made some special ones for shows and stuff. Jeff Loeb does some amazing sketch cards.
So funny.
There's some Rod Reese ones. Let's see. Here's some Klaus.
That's great. That's cool.
Some more Klaus. Here are these are some Finch ones, which he did some great stuff for.
Yeah, that Magneto's awesome.
And let's see. And then the only ones we have left from Arthur is what's her name from Scooby-Doo? Velma.
Belmont. Yep.
So
All right,
Cool.
cool. Well,
Thank you, Bill.
thank you, Eric. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, everybody in the chat.
thanks
you,
for having
chat.
us, Bill.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time.
My pleasure. And Caesar said same web address. Yes, when the website is updated for Jason, it will be at the same address.
Absolutely. Thanks everyone for stopping by and hanging out and
Yeah, thank you,
purchasing
everybody.
some stuff. Hopefully Bill will have us again in a few weeks and do it again.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock on the CAF update.
Take
Good night.
care.